and larger fish tend to carry more and healthier eggs than younger fish. Fish replenishment areas will allow fish to grow bigger and ensure that we have more fish now and in the future.
In a replenishment area, fish are free to grow and reproduce. As their populations increase, more fish will spill over into other areas where fishermen can increase their catch and their income.
I support the establishment of a marine protected area on my island.
I support the establishment of marine protected areas on my island.
I support the establishment of marine protected areas on my island.
I support the establishment of a marine protected area on my island, and you should too.
And you should too.
And you should too.
And you should too.
See the future with Bahamas Protected.
At Rusty Bethel Drive, I'm Paiswell Forbes. This is ZNS.
It's What's Trending with Jiminita Swain and the Bahama Beauty. And the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas from Studio A. It all starts right now.
It's Tuesday, June 17th, and you're watching What's Trending. I'm Anthea Ferguson, and on this show, we bring you the latest trends, hottest news, and insider tips on living your best life. From fashion, food, fitness, and of course, what's going viral on social media, this is the ultimate destination for all things lifestyle and entertainment. Coming up in today's show, we've got a roundup of the hottest news from around the world in Trend Tracker. We dive into who said what, who did what, and of course, what's trending. And then Jiminita takes us back to a childhood fave for a fun and lighthearted ride. She joins a cycling pro for some laughs, fresh air, and some wobbles as she rediscovers the joy of riding a bicycle, proving it's never too late to hop back on. And to wrap it all up, we've got Liquorland in the studio. They're sharing expert tips and must-have spirits to help you build the perfect home bar just in time for those sunny summer get-togethers. From the must-have bottles to mixology secrets, they'll have you serving up cocktails like a pro. Stay tuned. The perfect blend of tea spilling, adventure, and refreshment is just ahead.
Diet-friendly special.
Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, we have been in Exuma now for the past 4 years, carrying out our paving program. A part of our company's philosophy is producing work to international standards. So when you look at our paving division, we have a state-of-the-art lab to do all of our testing in-house, as well as a state-of-the-art asphalt plant with a trained technician carrying out the work on that site. The overarching goal of our company is to produce the work that we're doing in the entire Bahamas to international standards. We also make a difference by the training of our staff. We have a very intensive training program going on to where we are teaching young men how to learn the art of striping. Being a young man myself, I've made mistakes in the past. I was given a second chance to better my life, and it's only fitting that we pass that along. What's important for us is giving them a second chance for them to get a skill and a career that could take them further in life.
We are here in the time of need. There's no discrimination. The mission is to relieve the suffering. We volunteer. We deliver care. With donors and partners, we're always here to turn compassion into action. Protecting life and health with our training throughout the years. We empower to heal the world. There is hope, assistance with disasters. There is shelter and love for our people. We can work together to help those in need. So volunteer with us and donate to show you care. There is hope, assistance with disasters. There is shelter and love for our people. We can work together to help those in need. So volunteer with us and donate to show you care. Together, let's build a more resilient Bahamas. Community farming for food security. Climate programs suited for our island country. Together, let's build a more resilient Bahamas.
This message brought to you by the Bahamas Red Cross Society in conjunction with the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
Strap in and silence those group chats. It's time for Trend Tracker Around the World in Minutes, the segment where we zoom across time zones faster than your cousin forwarding fake news on WhatsApp. From headline-grabbing drama to brow-raising TikToks, if it's trending anywhere on the planet, we've got it right here. And guess what? No passport required. Signage that once illuminated Hong Kong, China have gone dark recently due to stricter government regulations that cite safety concerns. But one Chinese artist, Zhai Vla, founded a studio in hopes of preserving the craft of neon making. Neon signs were first introduced in Hong Kong in the 1920s, used to advertise everything from tailor shops and bars to seafood restaurants. But in recent decades, the neon industry has been in decline. In addition to his studio, Lau also hosts neon pop-up shows around the country to breathe new life into the dying craft. In Spain, a poodle becomes a rare addition to the lifeguard team. Meanwhile, across Africa, arm wrestling is growing in popularity and strength. In India, Nike partners with an Indian fashion label. The collection is inspired by the country's ancient tie-dyeing techniques. And over in Silicon Valley, tech bosses say smart glasses are making a comeback. And junk nails are seemingly having their moment. It's a nail trend that combines color, texture, sparkle, rhinestones, 3D charms, and even feathers to create unique and playful designs. Junk nails are the ultimate expression of creativity and freedom with no rules. If you're like me and prefer a more low-key nail style, this trend is not for you. It's for the maximalist, the wildly creative person who's no holds barred and ready to get creative. And what are we watching this week on Netflix? It's the super addictive mother-daughter dramedy, Ginny and Georgia. In this third season, the show sees the witty mom arrested for murder, losing her support team, and her kids battling the fallout.
You know what I loved about your wedding? It wasn't this cookie-cutter, copy-and-paste affair. It was very memorable. Especially the part where I was arrested. Exactly.
Ooh, so good. I think I'm on episode 5. But Taraji P. Henson delivers another blockbuster performance with Tyler Perry's Straw. Viewers say the movie grips at the heartstrings and truly zeroes in on the plight of the single mother. Straw is set to turn on the waterworks, so grab your Kleenex if you hit play on this one.
I told them I need my money to get my daughter's medicine. She's sick. I just need to cash my check, that's all. No!
Please, come on out.
Ooh, a must watch. Well, that's your trend tracker this Tuesday. Coming up after the break, as easy as riding a bike? We find out next.
Hey, ladies, where's the Dave? Oh, okay, thanks.
Hey, what's up?
Ready, man, how you doing?
I'm doing well. He's meditating. You gotta give him at least an hour.
All right, well, I can wait. I ain't got nothing to do. Pin the tile fail now on to independent.
The Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training's National Report Card Day is Thursday, June 19th, 2025, between the hours of 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. All parents are urged to collect their children's report card during this time.
Did you know you could send a local bank transfer to a Sand Dollar wallet? It's the same as sending a transfer to an account at another local bank. Simply use the wallet's 12-digit top-up address as the account number, savings as the account type, Central Bank of the Bahamas as the bank, and Sand Dollar as the branch with branch code or transit number 12,000. Don't use urgent or priority delivery. Transfers to Sand Dollar wallets are processed through the Bahamas Automated Clearinghouse Network within 1 business day.
Cousin of mine who was the leader of one of the biggest gangs in this country during the early 90s. The gang that he was a part of tried to recruit all of us. If you're not strong, you can fall prey to that environment. I did not join because I was kept involved in positive activities. I saw what worked, what didn't work, and I just was able to utilize all of the gifts and talents over the years to impact young persons' lives throughout our nation. I realized every single individual has the freedom to choose. But if you choose light, these are the benefits. If you choose darkness, these are the results of your choice. I've seen music bring young persons from gangs through a trumpet, through a clarinet, through a drum, all because of the power of music. Conflict will come, circumstances will come. We just have to be consistent, dedicated, and committed with our young persons. Crime-free looks like me.
Do your part. Join the movement to a safer Bahamas.
It's true what they say, you never forget how to ride a bike. But that doesn't mean it's always easy to remember. Recently, Jimanita dusted off her skills and hit the road with a seasoned cyclist for a ride full of laughs, a little wobbling, and a whole lot of fun.
It's been a while since I've actually been on a bicycle. I do the little gym bikes, so I know you say that doesn't count.
I don't say that.
Freedom,
it's bike-ish.
but it's a good
bike-ish.
exercise.
It's bike-ish, but
like I rode on the stationary bike this morning, and I did 3.5 miles. So I thought that was great. It's a great warm-up.
It's nothing like outdoors. Sun beaming in your eyes.
Well, the sun is definitely beaming, and
you're here.
If you do it in the summer.
Yeah, your hair flowing. You get a sweat on your eyebrow. Your legs begin to throb. The breeze blowing. You feel.
So you were telling me about the fastest you've ever ridden?
Yeah, the fastest I've ever ridden, I think, was around 47 miles per hour. And that was a top-end speed. That was like to the top. But normally, locally, during our races, cyclists go between 23, 24, 25, 26 miles an hour. Top-end speed is at 35, 36. So we're just convicts of the road, as they call us, refer to us. We love the asphalt. And then now we're moving into the dirt. So we're doing a lot of off-road bikes, what they call mountain bikes, like what we're on.
And you mentioned, too, that there's obviously special clothing or special padding you would wear for these. I don't think the seats are that comfortable. So
yeah,
in order that you don't get that chafing.
To help you maneuver those things, there are paddings in the various bicycle shorts.
Okay.
And they vary depending on the individual. The men padding is different from the female padding. And so you're able to get a much comfortable ride. Okay. And everybody looks good in the bike shorts. What can I say?
Why not, eh?
I believe in just doing it. It's all about freedom. You control your own destiny. You can challenge yourself. We have persons in their 70s that rides and race.
Competitively, not just for leisure.
No, just competitively. You know, we have young person as young as, I think, 6 years old that competes. So we carry a wide range of persons.
So you're telling Bahamians this is the thing to get into now.
This is the new trend. This is what's trending.
I mean, it's been a while.
Yeah,
but this is the trending thing to do.
Yeah, this is trending. Bicycle riding, bicycle trail riding.
And especially in the family islands, because you have so much road space.
It's great. I mean, just recently we had the whole town, city in Exuma was given bikes, so we have a number of youngsters in Black Point riding bike.
No excuse.
So there's no need for bumper-to-bumper traffic anymore. We all can ride a bike and we can be bumper-to-bumper bicycling, which is much more environmentally friendly. And if you get in an accident, you don't have a write-off.
But it's a lot to get adjusted to, because usually you see the cyclists are out early in the morning and they're using their hand signals. And it's like, how do you stay uniformed?
And our lights, and it's just something that we all learn as we ride. These are the rules of cycling. It becomes second nature to know how to ride. And the very bicycle hand signal, if there's a hole coming up, I would point. Okay. Wherever I point, you do not go.
Okay.
So I would point to say that there's a hole. And so you do not go there. Or if we're turning left, we'll do this.
Okay.
We're turning right. If we're going straight ahead.
So it's more visual cues.
Yeah, it's more a lot of hand gesture and also reflex. And it continues to grow. Your eyesight becomes sharper. Your legs become stronger. And the body itself begin to change into this physical specimen that you always wanted.
Well, it's definitely been a fun ride today.
Anytime.
So I enjoyed it, and I hope that more persons will take up the challenge of getting on a bike. I'm not saying going on a mountain bike, but getting on a bike and enjoying a great ride. So it's been a great ride. This, as Byron says, is what's trending. So I'm enjoying my ride, and I hope you enjoy your ride too. And guys, I didn't fall. Might have almost bumped into Byron once or twice, but still, I had a great time. What a ride. For this programming note, coming up tonight at 9 p.m., a trending conversation you don't want to miss. Central Bank Governor John Rowles sits down with Dr. John Williams, President of the Federal Reserve Bank of New York and Vice Chair of the Federal Open Markets Committee, for a deep dive into monetary policy in the digital age. They'll unpack the future of finance, fintech, economic research, and how AI is reshaping the way we think about money and markets. Smart minds, big ideas. Tonight at 9 p.m. on the ZNS network. Well, ready to turn your kitchen counter or patio corner into the ultimate home bar? Liquorland is here with expert tips and hot deals to help you build the perfect setup for summer sips and unforgettable gatherings. It's up next, only on What's Trending.
Diet-friendly special.
Covering the news seems easy, but we put thought into what we're doing. The Bahamas Tonight Access Now, here to inform, educate, and entertain. a new type of newscast featuring social media trends, news from around the islands, interviews with the people you like in our communities, sports, weather, and fabulous entertainment. That's a Bahamas Tonight Access Now with Marlena Leonard and LaDon Davis. 7:30, Monday to Friday. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
The Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training's National Report Card Day is Thursday, June 19th, 2025, between the hours of 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. All parents are urged to collect their children's report card during this time.
Why go out for cocktails when the best bar in town could be your very own backyard?
That's what I'm talking about.
We're shaking things up with Liquorland as they show us how to turn your kitchen counter or even your patio into the perfect home bar for summer sips, sunset socials, and unforgettable get-togethers. Here we have in studio today with us Kenrick Thompson from Liquorland. Kenrick, welcome back to the show.
Thank you for having me.
So we're talking home bars this time. So what is the ultimate rule for having a home bar?
I feel like the ultimate rule for having a home bar is you must have inclusivity, but also exclusivity, okay? Not every, you can't use the same bottles for every single event. You have those special bottles for special occasions.
Okay, I like that. I like that. I like it because sometimes, you know, you go to someone's party, you go to their event, you go to their home, and you ask for a thing, and they're like, I don't have it, you know, I don't really have it today. Or what do you think about bringing your own bottle to events?
Bringing your own bottles is cool, but if you hosting a party and you're an entity, I feel you should be prepared for your guests, you know?
So what are the staples then, some of the staples? Before we get into what we have here, what's the rule of thumb that we should keep in mind?
Okay, you must have the common bottles first of all. That's the tequilas, your gins, your Cirocs, your vodkas, your rums, all of those that the spirits you usually use in the most popular cocktails that you drink when you go out to have fun with your friends.
And what about the chasers?
Those as well. You must have your chasers now. You can't just have people drinking raw rub like that. No.
So now if somebody wants to start off, and they're like, you know what, let me start with 2 to 3 bottles. Like, where would you suggest they start?
I would suggest you start with wine.
Okay.
It's perfect for when you come home after a long day at work, or if you choose to bring a friend over, you can just decompress with some wine, a movie, maybe play some games. So I think starting off with the wine is pretty good.
All right, so you brought a lot of bottles in studio today. So let's start over here and tell us what we have on this side.
Okay, on this side, we have what I like to call the common bottles. These are the bottles that you need to mix just about almost any cocktail that you may want to create if you have friends over, because not everybody drinks the same thing. You might have somebody that doesn't drink tequila, somebody might don't drink gin, somebody might don't drink vodka, so you gotta have the common bottles, which is the 4 staples of vodka, tequila, rum, a gin.
Okay, all right, so we have your common staples, and then what we have here at center.
And then this is what I like to call the collectibles. So in the collectibles, these are your limited edition, your travel exclusives, things like that. Things you don't drink on a regular. You just have them in your bar for pretty, you know, just for decoration, basically.
Okay, so you just have it there for show.
Yes.
So we ain't touching that bottle.
No,
that's just there for show, just for the story, right? For the story of it all. All right, and what do we have here to my left?
Okay, here's what I like to call the celebration bottles. Now, if you are having a party, maybe somebody graduation, somebody got a promotion, something like that, you're not gonna be wanting to drink a bottle of whiskey or something. You wanna pop some bubbly. So I brought some Moet and Chandon, a Bottega sparkling wine, a Prosecco, in case you guys wanna make some mimosas, things like that.
So what about mixing specialty drinks? Because, you know, when you're having your special event, like you say something at my house, I want to make a drink and name it after myself. What's your recommendation for that?
Well, that should be easy because, like I said, once you have the common denominators, which is all of these 4 right here, you could create any specialty drink that you really want and name it whatever you want.
And we know at Liquorland you have a wide variety of drinks in store, from the budget-friendly to the premium. So talk to me what we can find on your shelves and how we can get started on making this home bar.
Yes, we do have a wide variety. So from the bottles here, you can see that We have a Moet, but we also have a Bottega sparkling wine. So while the Moet might be $100 and something if you want to celebrate, the Bottega sparkling wine is only $18.70.
And still gives you the same bubbly.
Exactly.
Okay, all right, and what about over here?
Okay, so instead of getting expensive gin like Bombay Sapphire, you can try out Gin 12, which is only about $25 or $20. And then we have our store tequila, which is Don Miro, very similar to the Jose Cuervo. Same taste, same everything, but it's just our brand, only for $13.20.
So where should we splurge? Like, which one of these areas should we splurge on?
Personally, I think you should splurge in the common bottles more than any other bottles, because you get a wide variety of every single spirit, and you can create much more cocktails from them.
So what's been the liquor that's most been slept on? And what should we really be drinking this summer?
To be honest, y'all should really be drinking some Prosecco. Y'all got to get into that.
All right, so do you have any deals happening in store? What's happening at Liquorland?
We have some liquor bundles here at Liquorland from $50 to $99. And we also have a new promotion going on. Buy one, get the second one, 15% off store-wide.
Okay, all right. So for me now, wanting to personalize my home bar, I know you said that I need the commoners, I need something to show off with, and I need something bubbly and sparkly. What about mocktails?
Yes, we do have a 0.0% alcohol-free Prosecco that you can use. It's bubbly, everything just like a regular sparkling wine, except it has no alcohol inside of it.
Okay, all right. And you have a loyalty program at the store?
Yes, we do. So the loyalty program is you spend $50 or more, you get a stamp. When you reach to the 4th stamp, you get 10% off. When you reach to the 10th stamp, you get 25% off on whatever you purchase in store.
All right, well, thank you so much for this crash course on how to start our home bar. Thank you so much for coming on What's Trending again, Kenrick. All right, so whether you're mixing mojitos, shaking up spritzers, or just keeping it classic with a killer gin and tonic, now you've got all the ingredients to be the host with the most this summer. Love what you saw. Everything featured and more are available at Liquorland. Go check them out. Well, there's more after the break. You're watching What's Trending.
If you would like to be a part of What's Trending, DM us on Instagram at What's Trending on ZNS.
Termites and need to get rid of them fast, trust Rent-A-Kill Initial. With over 60 years experience in the Bahamas, the global brand, training, and expertise can't be beat. Only Rent-A-Kill Initial gives you a 3-year warranty and payment plan options on termite fumigation. No one can match the range of treatments we offer, such as fumigation, pre-construction treatments, termite monitoring, and more. No matter where you are in the Bahamas, we will come to you. When it comes to complete termite eradication, there's only one name, Rent-A-Kill Initial.
Tired of looking at the same old kitchen? Step 1. Our talented recommended designer Mark crafts a custom design just for you. Step 2. Once your design is ready, CBS Bahamas makes ordering effortless. Your dream kitchen is within reach. Step 3. Our recommended installers bring your vision to life, ensuring every detail is perfectly in place. Sit back and relax as your dream space becomes a reality. Visit cbsbahamas.com and start bringing your home improvement dreams to life today.
The thought of colon cancer never really crossed my mind until 2019, when a very good friend of mine was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer. I was shocked. Everybody was shocked because he was a picture of perfect health. He was young, athletic, successful, and full of life. Many of us are still in disbelief. I started to question my own health because if it happened to him, surely it could happen to me. Then came the fear, the anxiety, and everything else in between. Facing your own mortality is very sobering. But for me, I decided right then to have a colonoscopy, and I'm glad I did.
Colon cancer is the 3rd most common cancer diagnosed in Bahamian men and women. Fortunately, almost all colon cancers are preventable. A colonoscopy or some other appropriate form of colon cancer screening is recommended for everyone over the age of 45. During a colonoscopy, we can detect and remove colon polyps that may grow and later become colon cancers. Don't wait until you develop symptoms, such as blood in your stool, abdominal pain, a significant change in your bowel habits, or unintentional weight loss. These may all be indications of a severe problem that requires immediate attention. If you're over the age of 45 or have any of those symptoms, talk to your doctor about the benefits of colon cancer screening today.
Wednesday's show, fresh insights and tips to level up your love life. Don't miss what we're cooking up in our new dating series, Crafted for Two. Well, that's what's trending today. Be sure to catch up with us on Instagram at What's Trending on ZNS. We'll see you tomorrow right back here at 6 p.m. for more lifestyle and entertainment, and of course, everything in between.
At the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, I'm Clint Watson, and this is ZNS.
Some good time loose and create Linda's house. Jay pulling up some steak and see one lady coming with some cheap town sounds. Jen watched the internet with me and could not believe just what he did see. Then Frida started brewing, study body brewing, rum and jam and jamboree. And when it's party at tonight, Linda's house, where we gonna meet, Linda's house, and what we gonna eat, Linda's house. Last night we was really jamming, what a party, my kind of party. We on our way down by Linda's house, and we gonna be down by Linda's house. Let's do this again. Rachel got a birthday. He said he's 29, but that's what he was 3 years ago. They pull up in a new boat with his hands in the air. Then he said, and I quote, come sail away with me on an indigo sea, come live a fantasy. Well, that shouldn't be too hard, 'cause what Linda got from backyard is oceans of different sea. And when it's party at Linda's house, 8 o'clock tonight, Linda's house, where we gonna meet, Linda's house, and what we gonna eat, Linda's house. Last night we was really jamming.
At the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, I'm Clint Watson, and this is ZNS.
This is the Bahamas Tonight. The Northern Edition has a look at stories making news tonight.
The Minister for Grand Bahama makes her contribution to the 2025-26 budget debate. Also, the Housing Minister highlights projects underway in Grand Bahama and Abaco. And an increase in the fuel surcharge and a higher power bill. Hear what Grand Bahamians have to say.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thanks so much for tuning in. Topping news tonight, the Minister for Grand Bahama making her fourth budget presentation in the House of Assembly today, sharing that the Davis administration focuses on recovering and rebuilding the economy while addressing issues that plagues the island. She touts that they have been delivering their commitment to the people of Grand Bahama, one in particular which she ensures are air arrivals in Grand Bahama.
Going to do is play forget. Deputy Speaker, I am so accustomed to riddling off the number of major investments happening now on Grand Bahama that most times I don't believe we get to fully appreciate the magnitude of what's happening. Don't let the noise in the market fool you. Grand Bahama remains the fastest growing destination in the Bahamas, with air arrivals up 14.5%. And as indicated by the member for Exuma and Ragged Island, with the opening of Celebration Key next month, sea arrivals will skyrocket.
She also gave this update on unemployment numbers on the island.
Today, unemployment on our island is the lowest it's been in 17 years. I've indicated to the Minister of Economic Affairs that the Bahamas National Statistical Institute should consider doing an update review of Grand Bahama's employment statistics, because we are getting calls from many businesses, small ones and large ones, that they are looking to hire and cannot find employees and are losing their employees to others. This is why I've been asking our people to come back home.
The minister's budget contribution continues at this very hour. We will have more in a later newscast. Well, as part of his address, the Minister of Housing and Urban Renewal providing updates on several housing initiatives currently underway in Grand Bahama and Abaco under the Davis Cooper administration, while also taking a swipe at the opposition, accusing them of building no homes during their time in office. He described the current administration's work as real progress, not politics. The details in this report.
In our blueprint for change, we pledged to make housing a basic right, and we are delivering on that promise.
During his contribution, Housing and Urban Renewal Minister, the Honorable Keith Bell, highlighted a number of developments in Grand Bahama, including plans for heritage subdivision. In 2023, officials revealed that a private developer owned some 18 lots in that area, with infrastructure already in place. The government hopes to break ground there in short order.
We are in the process of acquiring lots in the heritage subdivision.
Yes.
And by the end of the year, we hope to put some homes there immediately.
Yes.
And of course, I saw just now the Honorable Member for Western and Grand Bahama stood up. Yeah. We ain't forget you neither. Western subdivision, they're coming down there to build you homes too. Come in.
Minister Bell also addressing the transformation of the Garden Villas area, commonly referred to as the ghetto, noting that plans are in motion for its revitalization.
The first 3 derelict buildings have been acquired. We are now getting demolition permits to tear all of those buildings down. We already have the plans drawn up for multi-family units. Everything is ready to go, and they're in the final stages of submission. Nice. Additionally, so it's coming. Additionally, rent-to-own units are in the permitting phase, with construction to begin immediately once formal approvals are complete. So the minute the Grand Bahama Port Authority gives us those permits, Grand Bahama will be coming down there to you. You get me?
But Grand Bahama isn't the only island seeing progress. Over on Abaco, the housing minister says housing developments are moving steadily.
And we have already put homes in family in Central Pines and Spring City. Yes. Amen?
Yes.
And you know, as a matter of fact, I can invite you down. Those homes to the dome site. We've cleared the dome site.
Yes, we done cleared
and
that.
we've cleared the dome site. We've gotten rid of them, and we can put homes there. We're putting real homes there, not no domes. Not no domes. We're putting homes. We're putting homes, not domes.
In other news, one of the key functions of the Grand Bahama Port Authority is to attract investment to the city of Freeport. To do that, officials frequently travel abroad, meeting with potential investors and showcasing why Freeport stands out as a prime location for business opportunities. But what is it about this city that makes it so attractive in the eyes of investors? In this segment of City in Motion, GBPA's Chief Investment Officer Derek Newbull explains.
Freeport is the most diverse economy in the Bahamas. We have investments taking place across a broad range of different industries.
It's a wide range of industries that investors can look into when it comes to the city of Freeport, and that's what makes the city so special. Chief Investment Officer for GBPA, Derek Newbull, notes that several industries are already gaining traction, thanks to a renewed focus on growth and development.
The construction industry is going to benefit initially from a lot of the projects that are taking place. Then that'll be followed by the full-time employment opportunities and then the spin-off entrepreneurial opportunities. And so it's a phased process. So if you're not feeling it yet, I'm sure you will feel it in the years to come.
With millions of visitors projected to arrive on Grand Bahama shores by 2027, officials say the momentum isn't just talk. It's backed by real, measurable progress.
We have Carnival Cruise Line set to receive their first cruise call on July 19th. We have the Grand Bahama Shipyard that's set to receive their first dry dock, or their major dry dock, by the end of this year. We have Six Senses that's slated to commence construction by the end of summer. We have Western Atlantic University that recently got the heads of approval from government, which gave them the confidence to move forward with their second phase of their development. And these are $665 million investments, $300 million investments, $200 million investments. And these are all taking place. These are all in progress.
Other major projects are quietly taking shape behind the scenes, all pointing to a city positioning itself for economic resurgence.
We have, for example, Exquisite Yachts. Exquisite Yachts is that's a very unique investment. They came here with one investment in mind, and with a very limited budget of spending only about $5 million. And they've already doubled that investment. The important thing is getting investors here, because I think once they get here, they get vested, they start to see different opportunities.
So the next time you talk about Freeport, remember, it's not just a city with potential, it's a city in motion. Well, it seems that the summer months are bringing more than just heat to Grand Bahama. Electricity bills are soaring as fuel surcharges continue to rise. Since March, the Grand Bahama Power Company has steadily increased the fuel surcharge rate, now set at 18.84 cents per kilowatt hour, causing a jump in monthly bills for residents and small business owners. Many are stunned by the unexpected costs, arguing that some bills have increased by hundreds of dollars despite no major changes in energy usage.
From homes to storefronts, residents and business owners say their power bills have surged, some by hundreds of dollars, leaving them stunned and struggling to adjust.
Every summer it's the same thing. We are afraid to burn our power. We have family and friends who live in the States, and they can burn their power from morning till the sun come down. We have to turn off our power in segments.
That's proprietor of OMG Couture, Angela Roll, who says her monthly bill jumped despite no major changes to her daily operations.
I'm not cooking, I'm not washing, but how is it that when I first started off in here, I understand time has changed, right? My power bill was $67. Okay, how can you go from $67 to, say, over $500?
Meanwhile, Grand Bahama Chamber President Dylan Knowles says they've noticed a surge in complaints and have formally raised the issue with the Grand Bahama Power Company.
We were advised by them that they had some repair work to do on their main generators, which are the efficient ones. And so they had to use their standby generators during the month. They have advised that this has now been resolved and that they should be back to normal for next month.
Still, the chamber is encouraging consumers to be vigilant.
On the same day of every month, just go outside and look at your meter and make a recording of what your meter reading is today and compare it to what your meter reading was a month ago.
And while he admits the high cost of energy remains a challenge, he says it's not unique to Grand Bahama.
all of the Caribbean islands are more or less in the same ballpark in terms of electrical rate. And that basically exists because of a lack of demand, a lack of economies of scale.
Despite the response, many residents say it's not enough and they're demanding greater accountability.
When I get my bill, then I see that when I go on the doctor that same day, my pressure went right up.
Well, we need to get on the street and demonstrate. It's high. And you're not making the money, so it's hard on you. I cut mine off.
I hardly could pay the light bill now, so the light bill now will be more money, and I don't have it.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Raven Davis.
Well, based on last week's interview with Peyton Bain, Director of Customer Excellence, a customer's electricity bill is comprised of two components, a base rate and a fuel charge. The Grand Bahama Power Company maintains that its base rates have remained unchanged since 2022. However, the fuel charge is adjusted monthly on the actual cost of energy and is considered a pass-through expense. The statement goes on to say that the company is seeing additional pressure on energy costs at this time, as we are seeing higher fuel consumption due to higher summertime demand, and the company also utilizing its temporary diesel fuel units, which are higher cost than the heavy fuel oil units.
And still to come.
An annual blood drive held in observance of World Blood Donor Day. That story, sports, and more when we come back.
Imagine a world where every brand knows your name and every store awaits your arrival. Elite shopping, travel where luxury is a lifestyle and every journey feels like home. Dine where every flavor is just for you, every table reserved, and every moment a taste of perfection. Make every big moment even bigger. Experience banking where wealth isn't just managed, it's maximized. Step into a world without limits. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Come on down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
Be a part of history. The Grand Bahama Port Authority invites you to nominate outstanding residents for Icons of the City 2.0. Submit your nominations today at gbpa.com/icons before June 21st.
Come with us this June as ZNS Northern Service takes you on a journey to one of the most captivating islands in the Bahamas. And even the crystal waters of Ocean Key, we're showing you the best. Plus, an exclusive look at luxury and excitement at Resorts World Bimini. Join us on June 23rd through the 27th for news and daily shows live right here from Resorts World Bimini. Bimini awaits.
Here are some tips for having your home ready for a hurricane. Keep all trees and shrubs trimmed. Bring in all outdoor furniture, plants, or any other items that may become airborne due to high winds. Cover windows and doors with hurricane shutters or pre-cut plywood. Clear drains and gutters. And remember to secure important documentation in case you have to evacuate. Don't be caught off guard this hurricane season. Be prepared.
Your #1 team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Welcome back. We now turn to a story of a young woman destined to make a difference, and it's become a historic milestone. Priya Adderley Williams has officially been sworn in as the first black female magistrate of the 61st District Court in Grand Rapids, Michigan. It's been quite the journey since her graduation from law school in 2020, and now her name is etched in history. Shane Stubbs has more in this report.
I, Bria Adderley Williams, having been duly appointed as magistrate of the 61st District Court, having been duly appointed as magistrate of the 61st District Court, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution.
It was a historic moment for one Bahamian woman who dared to make a difference, no matter where destiny led her. Bria Adderley Williams now makes history as the first black female magistrate in the 61st District Court in Grand Rapids, Michigan. A 2020 graduate of Michigan State University College of Law, she passed the bar exam shortly after and spent 2 years as a class action plaintiff attorney. She then served as a prosecutor handling cases involving sexual assault, domestic violence, and child abuse. Though the transition to the bench was swift, Adderley Williams says she's growing more confident in her role each day.
In this role, it is just making sure that I operate at all times with integrity, that I remain a woman of my word. So the way that I approach cases before, as a prosecutor, I had a goal in mind. I was not a neutral party. I had a goal when I walked into the courtroom that I wanted to achieve. Now it is just my job to review the facts, apply those facts to the law, and make sure that I'm making a neutral decision and not allowing that all prosecutor hat to come into place.
She believes that breaking barriers is nothing new for Bahamians, and her appointment is a testament to that resilient spirit.
There are so many Bahamians that are doing the same thing, young Bahamians included, that in their respective fields, wherever you put them in the world, they're doing the exact same thing. They're breaking barriers. They're just exuding excellence, because that is who we are as a people, and that is what we are taught to do. You could put us anywhere and we're going to thrive.
Now that she's made history, her message to young Bahamians pursuing law or any path: honor your talent, but never lose sight of what keeps you grounded.
My life is a testament to the glory of God. There is grace and favor by God that takes you even further. You may not have the best legal background, you may not have went to the best school, you may not have had the best grades, but God always gives us grace and gives us favor for where we're supposed to be, and you will always end up where you're supposed to be.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shane Stubbs.
Well, this past Saturday, the Blood Donor Society of Grand Bahama set up its tent outside the Rand Memorial Hospital, hosting its annual blood drive in observance of World Blood Donor Day. President Ladidra March highlighted the life-saving impact of blood donations.
Every year, June 14th, this is what we do. We ask people to come out, give blood, so we be able to save lives. We would say it has grown over the years, sometimes more often than not, but we are grateful to the support we've gotten from the community and the sensitization that we've been able to give to the community on the need to give blood.
March also thanked the Grand Bahama community and partnering organizations for their continued support in making the event a success.
We want to say thank you always to the Sigma Beta Lambda chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha. They come out every year to help us in this cause, and every time they show up strong, and so we always want to put a plug in for them and invite other fraternities, other organizations to come on board. We also want to say thank you to the Bahamas Red Cross Grand Bahama Chapter Center for also supporting us as well.
Well, it was a solemn yet spirited celebration of life as on Saturday, the Grand Bahama community gathered at the Church of God Temple to honor Ivan Moss Sr., a man whose impact extended in beyond boardrooms to the broader community. Moss was remembered as a devoted family man and committed community builder. From 2015 until his passing, he served as managing director of the Port Lucaya Marketplace. President of the Port Lucaya Marketplace Association, Navarre Smith, describes him as an iconic leader.
He was a firm, stern type of leader, but fair. Always trying to accommodate and promote what was best for the greater picture, for the greater good of the market. Sometimes he was misunderstood in his journey and in his approach, but at the end of the day, he stayed in that position for a long time because he was results-oriented.
He was a friend of ours here at ZNS Northern Service. We will continue to keep his family in our thoughts and prayers. It's now time for a check on sports. Jay, what do you have?
Well, a major tournament happened this past weekend. Some professional players have played in Europe and in America. They were all here for a nice buzzer beater beyond the tournament, Rico.
All right, sounds exciting. That's coming your way next. But first, a check on the local weather forecast.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
'Cause it's so beautiful.
Put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I want to put some shoes on your feet.
I still want to put shoes on your feet.
I want to put some shoes on your feet.
And I still want to put shoes on your feet.
We still want to put shoes on your feet.
2 locations to put shoes on your feet. Downtown Freeport, and now our newest location in the Carmichael City Shopping Plaza, right behind the Walk-Up Wendy's, Carmichael Road West.
Please game responsibly. Don't take your paycheck every week, cash it, and head to the number house. Don't sit on the computer and spin for hours while life passes you by. Before you know it, you will be down to your last $20. Your family depends on that money. Your family depends on you. Problem gambling destroys lives and families. This message is brought to you by the Gaming Board for the Bahamas, reminding you to gamble responsibly.
Do you want to find relief from common health concerns such as headaches, back pain, chronic inflammation, and more? How about improved sleep, boost energy, and improve overall well-being? Check out RA Balance Bahamas and get your body into balance with biomagnetic therapy. For all our social links, contacts, or to request an appointment, visit rabalancebahamas.com.
Join us for City in Motion, your inside look at the people, progress, and possibilities shaping the city of Freeport. Each week, we bring you the stories behind the movement. Highlighting how the Grand Bahama Port Authority is leading with purpose.
Our desire is to connect Bahamians with the opportunities that's right in front of them.
This is City in Motion.
Good evening, ladies and gents. I'm Jay Philippe, and welcome to Sports Top in Sports Beyond the Buzzer basketball tournament. Wrapped up on the weekend to celebrate Father's Day. A number of professional athletes from Grand Bahama and New Providence showcased their talents on the court in a battle between the two cities for the first time in a long time.
I feel like it's something that bring camaraderie. You know, a lot of times the boys don't really get together and hang out and do something positive. So we feel like, this is a way to show positivity and also give back in terms of, being a professional athlete, giving back to the soil that gave to us to help us become who we are. Freeport versus Nassau is something that, when I was coming up that we would argue about all the time, but who is better, which island is better. So I think, us putting it to fruition right now is definitely something that would be pretty fun. It would be fun to compete.
In the 30 years, we're looking to grow, bringing on Franco Dos and the pros. Probably next year or the year after, we're looking for the international players that they play with to come over and our Bahamian guys play against them.
It's so inspiring for the kids, coming up, just seeing guys from here, actually go different avenues, different routes and making it,
In the New Providence versus Grand Bahama showdown, the visiting New Providence team defeated Grand Bahama 77-57, led by Keno Burrows with 26 points, while Sammy Hunter added 18. Franco Miller scored 18 by 16 points for Grand Bahama, and Kentwan Smith and Ramad Dean both chipped in with 11 points in the loss. Ladies and gents, that's your quick check on sports. Your Facebook friend of the day is next. I'm Jay Philippe. As always, be blessed. Grand Bahama Port Authority Bahamas Baseball Association Junior National Baseball Championships in honor of Nigel Big Nige Boodle Sr. returns to Grand Bahama June 19th through the 22nd at the Merrill Baseball Park.
You can lose a lot of money gambling if you're not careful. That's right. Be sure and pay your bills first. Set aside your savings and know exactly how much you can spend and what you could lose. If you win, you win. But if you lose, you lose. Set a budget and stick to it. Please, be safe and only gamble what you can actually afford to lose. This message is brought to you by the Gaming Board for the Bahamas.
Come with us this June as ZNS Northern Service takes you on a journey to one of the most captivating islands in the Bahamas.
And even the crystal waters of Ocean Key, we're showing you the best. Plus, an exclusive look at luxury and excitement at Resorts World Bimini.
Join us on June 23rd through the 27th for news and daily shows live right here from Resorts World Bimini.
Bimini awaits.
Your number one team in the north. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
And that does it for us here in the north. I'm Ramiko Knowles.
And I'm Jay Philippe.
Thanks so much for watching. Here's a live look at the Bahamas tonight. They are coming your way next.
This news is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, a manhunt is on for the suspected killer of a reserve inspector. We have the details of what police investigations have so far uncovered. Also, urban renewal sets out to reclaim the streets in the face of widespread social decay. The minister responsible outlines the plan to correct a problem he says is only attracting crime and exacerbating the housing crisis. And an inseparable bond as a father prepares to give his son a second chance at life. The Bahamas tonight, the National Report starts now. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast. An all-points bulletin and an island-wide search underway for a person of interest following the Father's Day killing of Reserve Inspector Lennox Williams. We turn to our Lloyd Allen, who tells us more details of tonight's top story.
A national manhunt was launched for 42-year-old Ronald Telford. Police, during a press briefing Tuesday, say Telford is wanted in connection to that brazen shooting of Police Reserve Officer Lennox Williams. The man shot and killed on Father's Day while making a Dropbox bank deposit.
The manhunt is on the way. At this present time, we can say that it's on the way for Telford as well as another suspect.
Chief Superintendent Sharia King explained significant progress has been made, including a number of promising leads as well as the acquisition of the reported getaway vehicle.
Our investigators have been combing through witnesses as well as our surveillance footage.
In addition to Williams' shooting, police also responding to the Cordo Avenue shooting, resulting in the death of a 34-year-old bystander and 2 others injured.
And we do not think that they are connected at this time.
Across social media, speculation also surfacing on the reported involvement of Amir Thompson, a 25-year-old woman, to the Palmdale homicide, as an all-points bulletin was also released for the woman in reference to murder.
No, she's not wanted in reference to this particular matter. And additionally, that particular female that is being reported never, I repeat again, never showed up or surrendered herself to police.
Tight-lipped on the amount of the deposit involved, King confirmed the funds did not originate from a church.
He was making a deposit, but it was not for the church, as the rector stated.
And as investigations continue into this matter, police also promising to beef up safety efforts in commercial areas like Palmdale and others. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
Well, the police top brass also assuring the public that safety remains a top priority, and this considering the Palmdale Shopping Center is no stranger to acts of violence.
Protocol is put in place for that particular area, the business establishment in the Palmdale area and the adjacent areas by the Northwestern Division. So as far as other banks, I'm certain that in the other divisions, those commanders will take a keen interest where you have banks to make certain that you do regular patrols.
Authorities say walkabouts and community patrols are underway with an increased presence of uniformed officers in high traffic and vulnerable areas. Security has been beefed up, particularly around Palmdale, where surveillance cameras are being more closely monitored and in some cases newly installed.
Where you saw that they were doing a walkabout in that particular area. That is going to be a consistent thing moving forward from our Northeastern Division, which is headed by Chief Superintendent Monroe. That is already in place. Additionally, what we can say are strategies are being put in place as we speak to ensure that this particular incident does not happen again and that the persons that are traversing that area is safe.
Meantime, police back on the ground last evening in the Engliston constituency after one man was shot less than half a mile from where a shooting left another dead and 2 others wounded Sunday afternoon. Officials say it was just after 6 Monday evening when they responded to the shooting near Robertson Road that led to a 41-year-old man being hospitalized. Details are that the victim was on Key West Street when a light blue Japanese vehicle pulled up and 2 armed men emerged, discharging gunshots in his direction. Police say as a result, the victim sustained injuries to the upper body and was taken to hospital. He's tonight listed in stable condition. Active investigations continue. Well, we can also tell you tonight that police are in the early stages of investigation following a deadly fire in the Baintown community that ended the life of a 5-year-old, and a family and community asking why. The incident, according to reports, happened midday Monday when a relative whom the children had been left with somehow fell asleep. Lloyd Allen has reaction from the community.
A community left in shock following that report just yesterday of a 5-year-old dying from burn injuries and 3 others left fighting in hospital. Police reporting just yesterday that the 4 children were left in the care of a relative in this home right here behind me. Now, we spoke with a community member who, like many, are asking, how could this happen?
I saw men, about 2 or 3 or 5 police officers went in the yard, but I didn't pay no attention because it wasn't no alarm.
Your eyes are very tearful as well. This is very emotional.
Because they're children. You understand me?
Adrian Miller, a friend of the community, also visited the home, offering support to the family.
It really hurts, and all I can do is sympathize, feel for them. They need their time. So somebody's there talking to them, and they're trying to do the best they could.
Member of Parliament Wade Watson expressed concern for the family and appreciation.
I want to extend my condolences to the Major family for the most part. I had an opportunity to visit the home, and I just want to thank the auntie for acting so proactively.
Initial reports suggest shortly after 12 noon Monday, police were alerted by hospital officials of 4 children being treated for severe burn injuries. Now, sadly, a 5-year-old perished. Police indicate as investigations continue, they're also offering a warning to parents.
Many children are at home. Parents, adults, make certain that your children are left with trusted adults.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
In related news, last night's brush fire is still active, while police initially indicated that the fire had been contained and that fire services were monitoring. Our news team confirmed shortly after that the fire remains active. The good news is that there's no immediate threat to homes or property in the surrounding area.
Firefighters have and continuously is monitoring that particular area. Visibility has not impacted at this particular time. However, the fire is still burning deep inland. And so, as I said, the firefighters are monitoring it and will contain it as best as possible. But as I said, it's inland, but it's not a threat to life and property.
You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
Imagine a world where every brand knows your name and every store awaits your arrival. Elite shopping, travel where luxury is a lifestyle and every journey feels like home. Dine where every flavor is just for you, every table reserved, and every moment a taste of perfection. Make every big moment even bigger. Experience banking where wealth isn't just managed, it's maximized. Step into a world without limits. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Irresistible taste of a KFC big deal, some people will do anything. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
While others see customers as numbers, we see our customers as people, neighbors, friends who deserve more than one-sided connections. That's why we are redefining what real connection is by prioritizing our customers and showing our appreciation by putting our money where your loyalty is. ATC customers, claim your $200 Bahamas Air gift card when you add postpaid mobile to your internet plan. That's loyalty that flows both ways.
Only one item? Are you tired of limited choices? I'll have the one item on the menu, thank you. Wow! So many choices. Why settle for less when you deserve more? When it comes to the ways you pay, the more, the better. With a variety of payment options available, you can enjoy the freedom to choose what works best for you. Choose freedom. Choose flexibility. Choose from the full menu of payment options. The future of pay is digital.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, where safety is first.
You're looking at a shot of a barge sailing out of Nassau Harbor. That shot courtesy of our esteemed drone pilot, Neville Smith. Welcome back. A team of doctors is tonight prepping for a major medical procedure that is for one patient life-saving and for a nation groundbreaking. A live donor kidney transplant will be performed tomorrow morning at the Princess Margaret Hospital, and that's where our Corval Pyfrom joins us with more on this remarkable feat. Corval?
Well, Gusula, this isn't the first time that a kidney transplant surgery has been done here in the Bahamas or even at the Princess Margaret Hospital for that matter. But according to Health Minister Dr. Michael Darville, what is so momentous about this moment is what it means for our country's tertiary healthcare services. In what's being hailed as a major medical milestone for the Bahamas and for one patient, the gift of life.
A father donating his kidney to his son.
Wednesday, a living donor renal transplant surgery will be performed at the Princess Margaret Hospital. The procedure is being done under the new National Transplant Program, a program now a line item in the Ministry of Health's budget.
This remarkable procedure is being carried out through a collaborative effort with our surgical regional partners, with expert surgeons from Trinidad and Barbados, working along with our young specialists here in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Doctors Rhea Carroll and Ventario Taylor are among the Bahamian surgeons that make up this team.
Dialysis has long been the mainstay for end-stage kidney failure, but today we are making a bold step forward, offering kidney transplantation as a viable, life-enhancing treatment option within our public health system.
The transplant is performed with precision and care, ensuring both donor and recipient have the best chance of recovery.
And with a growing number of Bahamians being diagnosed with end-stage renal failure and healthcare costs skyrocketing each year, local transplant surgery can be a cost-cutting, life-saving alternative, says Public Hospitals Authority Managing Director Dr. Aubanet Rule.
The PHA over the past 3 years has expensed more than $15 million in partnership for getting persons dialysis. Because of the load of the patients, doctor would have spoken to you about an estimated 600 individuals. We are incapable of managing them within the healthcare system.
Now, of course, tomorrow's surgery is just step one. Officials say the success of this program really rests on the continuity of care, patient monitoring, and, of course, community education. But this is, as the doctors all say, a major medical milestone and an important one for the Bahamas as well. Reporting for the Bahamas tonight, I'm Corvell Pye from Back to you, Makushla.
Well, thanks, Corvell. Still on health news, February recording an increase in the number of sexually transmitted infections. Medical experts at the Pompey Medical Facility releasing those statistics. LaDon Davis sat down with the medical director to find out which STIs are most common and efforts being made to shave down those numbers.
Startling statistics by health officials show that young people between the ages of 15 to 24 made up the 89 new cases of sexually transmitted infections recorded in February of last year, preferably chlamydia, gonorrhea, and syphilis. According to medical director and family physician Dr. Brunel Cardron of Pompey Medical, that number has skyrocketed to about 131 new infections in February this year.
People are more laid back, I think, and carefree. People are engaging in having more sexual partners and are less conscientious of testing. People aren't testing as much as they should. And I think a lot of times when people present with symptoms, that's kind of the lead that brings them in to get tested.
Now, what's even more startling is that Dr. Cardron says she's diagnosed more than 10 patients for various STIs last month alone.
We see it quite frequently, and we try our best to get the patient educated on what they're suffering from, and also we would send confirmatory samples to the lab so that we would make sure that we have the correct diagnosis and treat the patient correctly.
And while the list of symptoms for chlamydia, gonorrhea, and syphilis are extensive, Dr. Cardron says the scary part is that there are many victims who experience none at all, and their partners may not even know they're infected.
Persons who come in without any symptoms and who just come for regular testing, usually when they test positive, a lot of them are surprised. We try to consult with them as best as we could to relay their fears and relax, any anxieties they may have.
Dr. Cardron reassures the public that our Pompey medical team will do all they can to keep those numbers at bay by hosting pop-ups, pep talks in schools and health fairs throughout its ongoing STI public awareness campaign. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm LaDon Davis.
Crossing now over to House News. A so-called street-level survey measuring the number of liquor establishments, derelict vehicles, abandoned or dilapidated properties, and vacant overgrown lots in key communities in New Providence, producing results that Urban Renewal Minister, the Honorable Keith Bell, insists requires immediate action.
In one inner-city corridor, just over 2,000 feet long, Urban Renewal identified 55 derelict vehicles and 33 dilapidated or abandoned structures. That's one abandoned structure every 60 feet.
Oh, wow.
In another equally short stretch, 54 derelict vehicles, 24 abandoned buildings.
Yes.
Across the entire survey, just a handful of streets, we found 498 vehicles on these streets. This is just 12 streets. 498. 16 roadside garages, 165 vacant lots, 306 dilapidated derelict buildings, and of course, 75 liquor stores. This is not normal.
Fixing the first part of the problem will come in the form of a proposed amendment to the Real Property Tax Act. According to the minister, this will give way to targeted enforcement and provide financial incentives for owners to restore properties. The unchecked saturation of liquor stores, well, that's an equally huge headache for authorities. Citing the results of the survey, the minister shared that from Shirley Street to Robinson Road, a distance of just 1.8 miles, there are 13 liquor stores. From East Street to Bamboo Boulevard, another 19. Between University Drive and Wolf Road, 16. What's even more alarming, he says, is that many of them are selling alcohol through takeout windows, and at least one of them a drive-through.
That is why this government is moving to amend the Business License Act to restore public consultation. And give residents, school boards, churches, civic groups a legal right, Terrence, to object to the renewal of licenses who sell this. Unlike the 2010 reforms, the public will have a formal, meaningful voice in the approval of these establishments. Under the amendment of the Business License Act, any person applying for a new license must submit a registration application at least 90 days in advance, triggering a process of public consultation. The Secretary is required to publish a public notice, whether through newspaper, online platforms, or physically at the proposed location, giving the community no less than 2 weeks' notice and inviting written comments from the public and other interested parties.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Folk Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
Are you straight? Bro, I ain't getting no service. I can't make no calls. I can't post nothing on my stories. I don't get it.
Wait, you on the live? Shad, come, let's fix that. Come. This one needs saving. Pour them over, please.
Say less. Sign up today. Enjoy 5 gigs on us with select prepaid plans when you port your number to Alive, or 3 months free Alive fiber services when you port your landline.
We're here at the Nassau Village Community Center project, where over the past 17 months, we've hired over 20 Bahamian subcontractors to bring this beautiful project to fruition.
I've been living in Nassau Village for more than 19 years, and to see a project like this bring great joy and pride to me.
This state-of-the-art multi-purpose community center will serve as a crime-fighting initiative in the community, also help with the education of our kids in this community, and a hurricane shelter.
Yeah, and it also shows what we as Bahamians can achieve when we work hand in hand with each other.
We have the technical know-how, and we can pretty much deliver on any project here in the Bahamas or in the world.
Bahamas Red Cross, a Bahamian company, they prove that they believe in Bahamians.
Based on the outcome of this project, I don't think they're disappointed in giving a small person an opportunity to do a job such as this.
The more opportunity they get, the more opportunity we will get.
If you look around and see the work done so far, it just shows what we as Bahamians can do.
The Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training's National Report Card Day is Thursday, June 19th, 2025, between the hours of 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. All parents are urged to collect their children's report card during this time.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station, open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
This portion of the news is brought to you by 700 Wines and Spirits, bringing celebration across the nation.
Well, we're now going to give you a preview of, let's just say, the upside of news. And for that, we turn to LaDawn and Malena for a sneak peek of what's coming up in Access Now. Ladies?
Well, Ursula, have you ever dreamed of going to Tokyo? Well, I think Scotiabank has a promotion. I think you and Malena, we need to go down and get our tickets. Yeah. And probably see if we could win a little something.
Like if it's not too late to apply. Like, what do I need to do? I love sushi. Let's figure this out.
We'll be jetting off again.
Yes.
We'll stay with us. Our feature story is up next.
Diet-friendly special.
The new stuffed crust cheddar flavor has a taste you'll enjoy.
Outside and inside.
With a delicious stuffed crust covered in irresistible cheddar flavor. Come and try the new stuffed crust cheddar flavor only at Little Caesars.
Pizza, pizza.
Hey, ladies, where's the Dave? Oh, okay, thanks. Bets.
Greg, what's up?
Ready, man, how you doing?
I'm doing well.
You up?
He's meditating. You gotta give him at least an hour.
All right, well, I can wait. I ain't got nothing to do. Pin the tile sale now on to Independent.
Chicken lovers, listen up. Popeyes is serving it up for you. Get 5 pieces of juicy, hand-battered, bone-in chicken for just $10. That's right, 5 pieces of Louisiana-style flavor, fried to golden, crispy perfection for only $10. But don't wait. This deal won't last forever. Head to your nearest Popeyes today and grab your 5-piece for just $10. Popeyes, where the chicken's always worth the hype. Available for a limited time only.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance. Peace of mind.
New programs to attract the best and bright. From our Desmond Saunders, the first cohort introduced to the public during a ceremony at Government House.
A new path and a new frontier for 10 seniors from the University of the Bahamas who are selected to join the elite National Public Service Scholars Program.
One of the things that I would aim to do is to improve service delivery. You know, we always hear about the drawbacks of the public service, how long things take, and sometimes we even hear a person speak negatively about the attitude of public servants.
I do see myself working in a public service because I feel like in the future I can contribute a lot to make a change in the Bahamas. So I feel it is a good step forward to where I want to be in the future.
For the next several months, these students will gain intimate working knowledge of the public service with a monthly training allowance, holiday employment with the government of the Bahamas or quasi-agencies, and at the program's completion, guaranteed full-time employment with a government agency. Minister of Public Service Honorable Pia Glover-Rowe believes the program is a strategic move to address critical challenges that have plagued the public service for decades.
In recent years, as P.S. Miller would have stated, we've faced challenges in attracting and retaining qualified public officers at the middle and senior levels. And this has resulted in what has been termed and described as the hollow middle, in which we have sufficient people at the very top and at the bottom, but not enough workers in the middle levels. The situation has been further complicated by an aging public service.
University of the Bahamas Vice President of Academic Affairs, Dr. Maria Woodside, says the country's premier institution is proud to support the program.
We are committed to ensuring that these scholars, drawn from islands across the Bahamas and spanning diverse academic disciplines, are equipped with both rigorous training and a principled understanding of public service.
Officials see this program as a giant step towards building a dynamic public service sector and providing a pathway for thousands of Bahamians to pursue careers within the public service. Desmond Saunders, Bahamas Tonight.
And we certainly wish all the scholars well. That does it for the National Report, but stay close. The Bahamas Tonight continues with Access Now.
Hi, I'm Melissa, and I'm a survey enumerator with the Bahamas National Statistical Institute, or
BNSI. For the next few months, we will be conducting the Household Expenditure Survey on various islands.
You might be wondering, why is this survey important? Well, it helps us to determine the poverty line and assess how to ensure everyone has access to the basic services they need. This information is used by the government, businesses, researchers, and students to make informed decisions and plan for the future. We know that your time is valuable, which is why we've made the survey as simple and easy as possible. And don't worry, all your information you provide is confidential.
Your participation will help us gather accurate information that will benefit everyone in the Bahamas. Thank you for your cooperation and being a part of shaping the future of the Bahamas.
The internet isn't just for surfing. There's a sea of shoppers buying online, and you can connect with them on Tingsy. Tingsy is the SBDC's online storefront built for Bahamians. Take your business to the next level by selling to customers online, both at home and around the world. People want Bahamian things, and if you got things to sell, sell on Tingsy. Find out how you can connect with a sea of buyers by visiting tingsybahamas.com.
Welcome to What's Trending. Join me, Jiminita Swain.
And me, The Bahama Beauty, Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m.
Only on the ZNS Network.
What? You don't know what TDC is? Tourism Development Corporation? You mean the Ministry of Tourism? No, that ain't the same thing, but the Tourism Development Corporation helps to develop and grow Bahamian businesses in the tourism industry. You know what they say, boy? Oh, yeah. Develop and grow. You don't know what all the things they do? What does do?
Hey, check the website one. Start your journey to ownership of our #1 industry today. Log on to tdcbahamas.com.
As graduation season continues, C.I. Gibson Senior High School catches the fever. Details on graduation 2025 are straight ahead.
And the book Black Girl Magic hits over 1,000 reviews.
Plus, it's Scotiabank's ticket to Tokyo. Stay close on how you can get in on the action.
And coming up in sports, kids are all smiles as summer camps finally open.
The Bahamas Tonight Access Now starts now.
Good evening, everyone. I'm LaDawn Davis.
And I'm Marlena Leonard. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight Access Now.
Well, I would really like to spotlight our brothers and sisters in the Middle East who are basically facing uncertainty with their lives. We are truly blessed here, Marlena.
We are very blessed on this side of the world, LaDawn, and I think what we take for granted is something that's viewed as a very privileged life for many. So we're definitely thinking about that.
For many indeed, and definitely thinking about that. Let's dive right into the news, shall we? The C.I. Gibson Senior High School said farewell to its 12th graders today, but even in the face of trials like the passing of a well-loved educator and the COVID-19 pandemic, the resounding message at the graduation was one of resilience. Danielle Dean reports.
Addressing the almost 220 graduates, former NFL safety and present pediatric neurosurgeon Marvin Roll, who says his main goal was to reassure each graduate that there's no dream too far out of reach.
And so today should be a lesson or an example for what your life can look like when you put in those particular characteristics, those traits, when you work, when you listen, when you're coachable, when you're creative, when your strategic, beautiful brain, your mind allows you to think beyond your circumstances and go further and farther.
And the C.I. Gibson class of 2025 epitomizes perseverance, as school officials bragged of a 10% increase in graduates this year when compared to last year, as well as an increase in the number of students with a GPA of 2.0 and above. This good news gives Principal Chavez Rutherford hope for even better results next year.
Yet, as we celebrate, we eagerly anticipate the countless positive outcomes of your future. As young men and women, your work and dedication in pursuit of academic excellence, often in the face of adversity, have cultivated invaluable qualities of resilience and adaptability. It is this relentless pursuit of your dreams that has prepared you for the journey ahead.
Valedictorian Doriath Tanis says even in the face of adversity, her class pressed on.
These past 3 years weren't always easy. There were challenges, late nights, piles of coursework, awkward presentations, and more than a few moments when we questioned if we'd make it. But by the grace of God, we did.
Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Danielle Dean.
Thanks, Danielle. Well, the Access Now team is happy to report that Black Girl Magic, a book about loving yourself just the way you are, written by young author Zara Bryan, has crossed 1,000 reviews on Amazon. It's a rare milestone achieved by less than 0.1% of self-published authors. You may recall sometime last week, Zara presented her book and held a pep talk for about 30 primary school students at the Ridgeland Primary School. The latest development is all a part of a bold dream by a then 8-year-old Zara and is a true definition of when purpose and passion meets action. And guess what? Zara sent us a video thanking everyone for their support of her book.
Amazing to me that I've hit 1,000. I'm so happy that my book resonated with you and impacted you. So, I want to say thank you all so much, and I'll continue writing books just for you.
Congratulations, Zara. Well, a lifetime opportunity for qualified Scotiabank customers. The bank offering a lucky person and their companion an all-expense-paid trip to Tokyo for 5 days and 4 nights. The winners of the bank's Ticket to Tokyo promotion will travel to the most populous, bustling hub in the world, experience Tokyo's vibrant and diverse rich culture, and indulge in an array of delicious Japanese dishes. The bank recently hosted its Ticket to Tokyo Mix and Mingle at the Oko restaurant on West Bay Street for clients. Manager of Sales and Support Coach is Ava Dean Carroll.
We have a campaign going on right now for existing credit card holders and for new credit card holders to be able to enter to a trip to win to Tokyo. And all you have to do is spend $350 for a purchase or more. There's no max amount of entries that's going on for you to be able to win a trip for 2 to Tokyo.
The promotion includes a $1,000 prize. Participants must be active users of the bank's credit cards with a minimum spend of $350. The promotion ends July 7th with the drawing scheduled for tonight.
So the point of this campaign is mostly giving back to our customers. We know everybody loves to travel during the summer times, so it's important for us to encompass a campaign that's going to reward our customers, but also kind of fill into the whole summer travel.
I clearly do have a Scotiabank credit cards, and I'm excited about this promotion, and hopefully I'm going to win.
It's Taboo Tuesday, and this week we're taking a look at the question that lingers every June. Why don't we celebrate Father's Day with the same energy and effort and emotions as Mother's Day? Our West Calix Forbes spoke to Dario Maycock, a mentor for young men and boys between 18 to 25 years.
This is Taboo Tuesdays, where we talk about the uncomfortable topic, challenge the status quo, and confront the quiet. I'm West Calix Forbes, and it's time to get uncomfortable.
Let's be honest. On Mother's Day, restaurants are packed, flower shops usually sell out, and social media is flooded with heartfelt tributes, childhood photos, and hashtag Best Mom post. But on Father's Day, it's quiet, sometimes awkward, sometimes empty, and even for some, painful. Why?
Every day is Father's Day, all right? Now, the reason why it is not celebrated, because it should be celebrated every day. If the sauce and the partners in place, it would be celebrated every day. So you cannot take away from the mothers because they are performing their roles as mothers and they are being abused in the role as being the source and partner. So therefore, they are celebrated for what they bring into the life of the child.
So while Mother's Day feels like a celebration, Father's Day for many can be viewed by some as reckoning.
70% of our homes have missing male role models. Now, the sad thing about that, too, that we don't pay attention to the 30% that have male role models. How many, what percentage of that 30% is positive male role model?
We also asked the question, can a man who is not your biological father really fill that gap? And without hesitation, Maycock said yes.
As long as a male or female, but mostly male, spend a minimum of 8 hours a week in the presence of a positive male role model, that male child ends up successful.
Tonight, we are not here to shame fathers. There are many incredible men who are responsible stepfathers, uncles, mentors, coaches, and even older brothers who have stepped up and filled that gap. This has been Taboo Tuesdays. Let's keep breaking the silence together.
Still to come, Preston Ferguson, Director of Music at St. Agnes Anglican Church, joins us tonight. We're going to be talking about the upcoming music variety concert, so stay close.
Come and visit us at Shop Smart, 'cause everything is here.
Yes, we have it all for you. Toys, clothing, office supplies, appliances, custom cut blinds, bedding, drapes, and rugs. Come and visit us on Mackey Street, 2 blocks down from Wolf Road. Call us at 698-1052.
Shop Smart, at Shop Smart, at Shop Smart. Oh, everything is here.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance, peace of mind.
We here at Candid Security offer a varied range of security services, including guard service. We do armored service, we do pre-employment investigation, background checks, also vet people for employment. A live business hosted PBX is extremely important to our operation. I don't have to be in my office. I can easily get connected with our clients, my vendors, my NASA office, and with our employees in the field, anytime, anywhere.
It is time for your Access weather forecast. Live weather radar showing a couple of showers just to the west of Andros over the open waters. And then we have a mid to upper level troughing that is developing over the southeast Bahamas tonight, and that's tilting towards the north, and that will provide a couple of showers over the northwest Bahamas tomorrow as well. Now, your boating forecast tonight, well, that's brought to you by Live Business, where we simply bulk up your business for the northwestern islands tonight through Thursday. Southeasterly winds 10 to 15 knots, the wave heights 2 to 4 feet. Your high tide will take place at 1:21 in the morning with a low tide at 7:51 tomorrow morning. Now, for the central and southeastern islands right through Thursday, southeasterly winds as well, but a little stronger, 12 to 18 knots, the wave heights 3 to 6 feet. So we're asking small craft in the central and southeastern islands to continue to exercise caution. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they're brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
All over the town you're chasing down. Every crack and crevice you own. You're all over the place you're trying to roam. You're living a sweet thing at home. I don't care if you live in life with the key. If you live in town, this thing don't discriminate.
Temperatures brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But join me at 11 o'clock for a full weather update. Melina?
Thanks, Basil. Well, sizzling days and warm nights, that's what the weather looks like. But let's get into something just a little cooler. St. Agnes Anglican Church, otherwise known as the Cathedral over the Hill, is hosting a music variety concert. And live in studio tonight is Director of Music for St. Agnes, Mr. Preston Ferguson, along with Janice Bullard, committee member. Welcome to Access Now.
Thank you.
Thank you
for having us.
Amazing. Now, before we get into the concert itself, can you tell us a little bit about what St. Agnes is celebrating? I hear it's a pretty big number.
Yes. Good evening, everybody. St. Agnes is celebrating 180 years of being in the historic Grantstown community. We are celebrating our restoration, our recommitment, and our renewal. And so we're extremely excited. We've been a staple in the community for, 180 years, and I think that's amazing. That's pretty fantastic.
Incredible.
Yes.
So what kind of activities have you guys been doing to celebrate that?
We've had a number of activities, a lot of fun activities. We've involved everybody. So we had a spelling bee for the children. We had a homecoming service so that all of the persons, whether you were born in St. Agnes, whether you were related, whether you grew up attending St. Agnes, we allowed you to come back and celebrate with us at our homecoming service. And we focused as well on the health aspect of it. We had a fun run walk a few weeks ago as well. And so a number of other activities that are coming up. And so I'll let Mr. Ferguson speak about one of them, and I'll get into some more because it's extremely exciting.
Amazing. So we know the concert is coming up this weekend, Mr. Ferguson. Can you tell us what kind of treat we're in for?
Yes. The concert is scheduled for Sunday, June 22nd at 6 p.m. at St. John's College Auditorium. And some of the choirs that will be performing are St. Agnes Primary and Youth Choir, the Bahamas National Youth Choir, Shabak, the Tabernacle Concert Choir, the Union Choir of the National Gospel Mass Choir, the Resound Ensemble. If you want Negro Spiritual, you have the Region Bells, you have the Ramming Brothers, we have soloists, Daniel Dorset, Michael Taylor, Candace Bosworth, and Alan Butler. The master of ceremony for that evening is Mr. Jack Thompson. You can purchase tickets from committee members or from the church's office. The hours are Monday to Friday, 9 to 4, or you can pay at the door. The tickets priced in advance, $20 and $25 at the door. So you are in for an exciting time on Sunday, the 22nd, at 6 p.m. St. John's College Auditorium.
Amazing. Definitely sounds like something you don't want to miss, and that is the variety you're promising in the name. Now, what goes into planning these celebrations, and what's next?
A lot. We have a fantastic committee led by Michelle Fox. They have been working extremely hard. Of course, we have individuals that are responsible for each of the events. You've met Mr. Ferguson, who's going to handle the music side of things. Coming up, we also have a ball. We have a gala ball on the 28th of June that will be held at the Bahama, being hosted by Mr. Jerome Sawyer and Miss Fontella Dean Chipman. Many of you would remember her from Miss Bahamas. We have the Spank Band that will be giving us performances as well. And so the gala ball is just exciting, extremely exciting. And so if you're still interested in tickets, there are a few available from the church office. But we have what we are looking forward to, which is, of course, our exhibition. As we celebrate 180 years, we are going to give you a little insight into what's been happening within our parish from 1841 until now. Wow. There's a lot of history packed in there. You will see lots of familiar faces, and so we welcome you to the Mall at Marathon. That is July 3rd through the 8th. That exhibition will be there. We have a youth debate coming up, and so many, a sip and paint, and it will culminate on July 13th with our dedication festival at the church at 4 p.m.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Preston and Janice. It's been a pleasure hosting you tonight. Congratulations on 180 years and all the best with the concert. Well, as for us, it's time for us to check in with ZNS Total Sports to see what's on tap.
And it was all smiles at the Basketball Smiles camp at the Kendall G. Isaacs Gymnasium. Details of that story and more coming up in sports.
Hey, Josie. Hey, honey. You got no message for me yet? Can I tell you why I get no money? At least not yet. I get my money. Managers. Oh, and I done upload it.
Hello, Miss Daisy. Your check is ready.
Thanks. I come for that little thing. You got it?
Money managers, responsible lenders for responsible people.
The new stuffed crust cheddar flavor has a taste you'll enjoy.
Outside and inside.
With a delicious stuffed crust covered in irresistible cheddar flavor. Come and try the new stuffed crust cheddar flavor only at Little Caesars.
Pizza, pizza.
This year, Kingdor National Parkinson Foundation is taking you back to the old school. With entertainment by TMF, the band formerly known as Maze.
Hey, y'all better come on now.
Also appearing will be local artist Plotty and the Naked Eye.
And the Royal Bahamas Defense Force Pop Band.
Save the date. Saturday, June 28th, 2025. Atlantis Paradise Island.
To purchase your tickets, call telephone 428-2588 or visit Carey's Fabric and Uniform Store, Mackey Street.
This summer, make your statement in color. Remilda Rose Designs proudly presents the Bahama Print Collection, a vibrant tribute to island elegance and effortless style. Available now for pre-order and officially launching June 8th. Be bold, be beautiful. Let your style speak Bahamian boldness. Place your orders today at remildarosedesigns.net. Remilda Rose Designs, where fashion meets heritage.
Welcome to Tuesday Sports Check, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles. Topping sports, the Philadelphia 76ers reportedly continue to be enamored with Bahamian guard VJ Edgecombe as the 2025 NBA draft draws closer. The latest mock draft, ESPN's Jonathan Gavoni and Jeremy Wu predicting that the Sixers will use the number 3 pick to select Edgecombe, citing that he made a strong impression in a private workout as well as in meetings with the front office and ownership. And for Philadelphia NBA insider Jake Fisher, previously reported that Edgecombe is considered a prime candidate to be drafted by the Sixers following his visit with the franchise. Edgecombe had a stellar year in his lone season in Waco, Texas, taking home the Big 12 Freshman of the Year for the Baylor Bears. Edgecombe averaging 15 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists per game. Again, the NBA draft is slated for June 25th at the Barclays Center. Perhaps hoping to hear their names called on an NBA draft stage in the very near future. Handful of campers that attended the Basketball Smiles camp today at the Kendall G. Lazick Gymnasium. Our intern Swanson Gibson Jr. caught up with them, as well as camp organizers in this report.
The Basketball Smiles Youth Camp is in full gear at the Kendall Lazick Gymnasium. This 3-day clinic has given way to dozens of young male and female athletes perfecting their craft while absorbing knowledge from camp instructors. Assistant Camp Director Travis E. Jackson spoke about Basketball Smiles' inspiration to continue this initiative and what a regular day looks like at the camp.
The inspiration behind this camp comes from 1, our love of basketball, 2, our love of kids, 3, our love of Christ and sharing the mission of Christ's work through basketball. Again, the Basketball Smiles camp started 26 years ago with just Coach Patty Johnson and our director and founder, Sam Nichols, and their connection with basketball and want to do something positive with the game of basketball. And Coach Johnson provided that for us, as well as the beautiful people in Nassau.
Several young campers adding their perspective.
The past few days have been very eventful for me. It helped me learn to be a team player, and I love working with the kids also.
All to say it's a blessing to be here. It's a blessing. All to say I think all the coaches, they have taught us self-respect, how to involve ourselves in the game more, and how to develop our games to go to the next level.
The Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, the Honorable Mario Bowleg, addressed the youngsters on Tuesday's session, analyzing their potential.
Whatever the Lord purposes for them, and for them to reach their full potential. And the only way some of these kids reach their full potential is they doing something that they love. And so that's what's most important. So I would always encourage parents that you find your kid in love with some sporting discipline or whatever it may be, that it's a positive environment. Continue to encourage and push them in that arena, because it helps to mold them who they will be in the future.
The Basketball Smiles Clinic concludes on Wednesday at the Kendall Lazick Gym. Reporting for ZNS Total Sports, I'm Swanson Gibson Jr.
That's all the time we have for you for sports on this Tuesday. Until tomorrow, I'm Amajal Knowles, signing out.
I'm Melissa, and I'm a survey enumerator with the Bahamas National Statistical Institute, or BNSI. For the next few months, we will be conducting the Household Expenditure Survey on various islands.
You might be wondering, why is this survey important? Well, it helps us to determine the poverty line and assess how to ensure everyone has access to the basic services they need. This information is used by the government, businesses, researchers, and students to make informed decisions and plan for the future. We know that your time is valuable, which is why we've made the survey as simple and easy as possible. And don't worry, all your information you provide is confidential.
Your participation will help us gather accurate information that will benefit everyone in the Bahamas. Thank you for your cooperation and being a part of shaping the future of the Bahamas.
The internet isn't just for surfing. There's a sea of shoppers buying online, and you can connect with them on Tingsy. Tingsy is the SBDC's online storefront built for Bahamians. Take your business to the next level by selling to customers online, both at home and around the world. People want Bahamian things, and if you got things to sell, sell on Tingsy. Find out how you can connect with a sea of buyers by visiting tingsybahamas.com.
Welcome to What's Trending. Join me, Jiminita Swain.
And me, The Bahama Beauty, Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m.
Only on the ZNS Network.
Welcome back. You're looking at downtown Nassau, a bird's eye view, if you will. Drone pilot Neville Big Neff Smith captured this shot. Well, let's take our own flight down to Exuma. Let's go.
Charles Fisher did an amazing job while on the island of Exuma recently. He had so many interesting chats with local officials and diplomats from abroad. Today, he tells us about the island's good fortune, a donation that will definitely be beneficial to residents of Exuma. Here's the story.
Exuma, like many of our islands, has had its share of fire damage. Most recent, the fish fry in Georgetown in October of 2024, and the boat fire. Help is on the way to combat these disasters with the donation of a new fire engine by the Deputy Prime Minister, a Member of Parliament for the island, the Honourable I. Chester Cooper.
It's acquired by me as a donation to the community. It's going to be donated to the Exuma Fire Brigade and complement the equipment that we purchased in the past. We have 5 water bowsers across the island. The island spans some 40-45 miles, so we need multiple locations of fire equipment. So we're getting new gear that's coming. We're training our volunteers, and we're going to make sure that we can respond quickly in every community. So I'm happy to add this additional equipment that's much needed, and it's going to make a significant difference to the overall safety and protection of our island.
And with the new engine on the island, the Exuma Volunteer Fire Brigade has been launched.
It's a necessity. We've had fires here, as we've had fires all across the islands of the Bahamas. One of the key focus in my platform for Exuma, the Vision 2030 plan, was safety and protection. So we've been able to deliver a piece of equipment that's going to make Bahamians feel safer, to protect their lives and their properties. I'm excited about it. I'm grateful for the scores of Bahamians who've already volunteered. I am thankful to the Royal Bahamas Police Force and the Fire Department. Chief Superintendent Morris has been very supportive. He's brought his teams in, mechanics for training, enhancement, development. And we're going to, this is a self-help project. And as Member of Parliament, I am pleased to have been able to contribute to it.
Some good news there. For Access Now, I'm Charles Fisher.
Definitely is some good news there for the residents of Exuma. Well, let's turn things over to our Matea Cunningham, and let's talk socials.
Welcome back to the best social media segment, where I make sure you're not starved of your social media fix. For those that are new here, hi, my name is Matea Cunningham. I'm the segment producer and host for Let's Talk Socials. No worries, there's a lot of time for us to get to know each other. Right now, I have the lovely duty of keeping you up to date in our tech-savvy world. I hope you're hungry, because what I'm about to show you comes straight out of the kitchen of a Bahamian chef that goes by Kitchen King 101. Kitchen King is known for his creative fusions of both oxtail and plantains. For example, have you ever heard of plantain-crusted oxtail patties? Perhaps an oxtail cocoa bread Philly sandwich? All right, what about oxtail sliders? Okay, let me just show you because I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. Take a look. Can we be honest? Bahamians are no strangers to a kitchen, nonetheless strangers to creativity in the kitchen. While oxtails and plantains are traditionally more Jamaican, it's definitely enjoyed by Bahamians. And to see this young chef find so many creative ways to serve the same two ingredients. Chef's kiss, I must say. Thanks so much for watching today's Let's Talk Socials, and as always, comment down below and interact with me. I'm Matea. See you all tomorrow.
Well,
if we weren't starving before, yeah, we're starving now. My goodness.
Well, that does it for Access Now for tonight. Tune in tomorrow night for Leno's Financial Advice.
And stay tuned for the rundown with Clint Watson. His guests tonight are a team from the Ministry of Social Services. Their discussions, child prostitution.
Wow. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
The Hidden Disabilities Sunflower is a globally recognized symbol for persons with invisible disabilities.
The Sunflower lanyard made our journey less stressful, smoother, and more inclusive.
REACH is proud to support the Hidden Sunflower Scheme, which makes the invisible visible. So far, the Nassau Airport Authority and the Nassau Cruise Port are Sunflower certified.
So if you see someone with a sunflower lanyard, always remember to be patient and ask if they need some help. Please be kind and always remember to show respect.
We wish to encourage more hotel operators with amenities such as water parks, restaurants, cinemas, government offices to join this initiative, making the Bahamas a more sunflower-friendly country.
Please feel free to reach out to the REACH office at 328-4123, or you can reach out to the National Commissions for Persons with Disabilities at 396-8700.
Strong family bonds provide a crucial support system, often filling the gaps that might otherwise lead to reliance on social assistance.
If we get the family structure support system right, you won't see adult children willingly putting their parents in senior citizens' homes. You won't see anyone putting children up for adoption. We should be the safety net for when the family begins to have some challenges.
Addressing the root causes of dependency is essential, as our goal is to shift the focus from merely providing aid to fostering self-reliance.
We must be prepared to move persons from dependency to self-sufficiency to economic empowerment. And I'm asking the public to join us on this journey.
This has been the Heartbeat Brief, an inside look at the Ministry of Social Services, Information and Broadcasting.
I don't know, but there's all kind of cars in this parking lot, but you ain't even know where to park. Yeah, that's no parking. Look at this way. Like, you ain't got nowhere to go. Don't park. Just don't park. Yeah, that's how they get. No, you can't park. I ain't gonna be that long. I ain't gonna be that long. Handicap spot, boy, what's going on, dog? I tell you we shouldn't park here now. This way parking. I tell you we shouldn't park here. Don't get one of these things. My bad big broke, and he got a sticker inside. This ain't this model. We gotta move. This is a handicap spot. That's what we gotta move. But we gotta move. We can move right now. Sorry.
Be considerate. Don't use disabled parking spaces without a decal in your vehicle. This message is brought to you by the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities.
cousin of mine who was the leader of one of the biggest gangs in this country during the early 90s. The gang that he was a part of tried to recruit all of us. If you're not strong, you can fall prey to that environment. I did not join because I was kept involved in positive activities. I saw what worked, what didn't work, and I just was able to utilize all of the gifts and talents over the years to impact young persons' lives throughout our nation. I realized every single individual has the freedom to choose. But if you choose light, these are the benefits. If you choose darkness, these are the results of your choice. I've seen music bring young persons from gangs through a trumpet, through a clarinet, through a drum, all because of the power of music. Conflicts will come, circumstances will come. We just have to be consistent, dedicated, and committed with our young persons. Crime-free looks like me.
Do your part. Join the movement to a safer Bahamas.
Hey, y'all, what's up?
Hey, what's that?
What y'all getting?
Listen, I've been waiting to march down some lobster, yeah?
Hi, I'm Matthew. I will be you guys waited today. Can I take your order?
Oh, I've been queuing for some grouper dread.
Y'all see this?
See, this ain't gonna work.
Where the fish gone, though?
But how, though?
Don't leave our children with no fish in their future. Protect our sea. Protect our way of life. Protect the Bahamas. To learn how you can help, find us on Facebook at Bahamas Protected. See the future.
Making blood donations a part of your hurricane preparations is one way you can help to save lives during this hurricane season. Persons interested in donating blood are asked to visit the blood bank at the Princess Margaret Hospital between 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Monday to Fridays and 9 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. on Saturdays. Donors are reminded that as a part of the closure of outpatient services at the hospital during the passage of a storm, the blood bank will not facilitate external donations during that time. Once outpatient services are resumed, the blood bank will again receive external donations. For more information on how you can donate, please contact the blood bank at 322-8077 or 322-2861, extension 2635 or 2633.
Welcome to What's Trending. Join me, Jiminita Swain.
And me, the Bahama Beauty, Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m.
Only on the ZNS Network.
The news seems easy, but we put thought into what we're doing. The Bahamas Tonight Access Now, here to inform, educate, and entertain. A new type of newscast featuring social media trends, news from around the islands, interviews with the people you like in our communities, sports, weather, and fabulous entertainment. That's a Bahamas Tonight Access Now with Marlena Leonard and LaDon Davis. 7:30, Monday to Friday. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
At Harold One, I'm Ted Jervis, and this is ZNS.
The Rundown is brought to you by Commonwealth Brewery Limited.
evening, everyone, and welcome to the show. It's great to have you all with us tonight, and we indeed are pleased to have you join us as we continue another discussion into topics that are affecting our country tonight. Well, we begin. Police are now targeting a person of interest following that Father's Day killing of Police Reserve Officer Lennox Williams. During a press briefing today, officers say they remain on high alert in pursuit of a number of persons involved in the deposit heist. Lloyd Allen reports tonight.
A national manhunt was launched for 42-year-old Ronald Telford. Police, during a press briefing Tuesday, say Telford is wanted in connection to that brazen shooting of Police Reserve Officer Lennox Williams. The man shot and killed on Father's Day while making a Dropbox bank deposit.
The manhunt is on the way. At this present time, we can say that it's on the way for Telford as well as another suspect.
Chief Superintendent Sharia King explained significant progress has been made, including a number of promising leads as well as the acquisition of the reported getaway vehicle.
Our investigators have been combing through witnesses as well as our surveillance footage.
In addition to Williams' shooting, police also responding to the Cordo Avenue shooting, resulting in the death of a 34-year-old bystander and 2 others injured.
And we do not think that they are connected at this time.
Across social media, speculation also surfacing on the reported involvement of Amir Thompson, a 25-year-old woman, to the Palmdale homicide, as an all-points bulletin was also released for the woman in reference to murder.
No, she's not wanted in reference to this particular matter. And additionally, that particular female that is being reported never, I repeat again, never showed up or surrendered herself to police.
Tight-lipped on the amount of the deposit involved, King confirmed the funds did not originate from a church.
He was making a deposit, but it was not for the church as the rector stated.
And as investigations continue into this matter, police also promising to beef up safety efforts in commercial areas like Palmdale and others. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
Let's talk about this first, because I believe, and thankfully to police, there's progress being made, because had it not been for intervention by the police, they would probably not even know who the suspects are and who they're looking for. At least they know what they're looking for, but they want to bring a resolve to this matter. Whenever you have crimes like this that particularly make the headlines, police move very quickly to try and address them. And no doubt they must be getting cooperation from the public and people who are involved or at least aware of what's going on to try and bring closure to this. It continues to be a topic of discussion because people want to see intervention in these social ills in our country. I'm going to talk a little bit about it soon, because we're going to talk about the social aspect of it and what we need to do to address it in just a few seconds. But I want to get onto another important story tonight. A team of doctors, as you already heard this week us talking about it, preparing for a major medical procedure that is life-saving for one patient and certainly groundbreaking for the nation. Live donor kidney transplant will be performed tomorrow morning at the Princess Margaret Hospital. Here's Colville Pipe for more on that.
In what's being hailed as a major medical milestone for the Bahamas and for one patient, the gift of life.
A father donating his kidney to his son.
Wednesday, a living donor renal transplant surgery will be performed at the Princess Margaret Hospital. The procedure is being done under the new National Transplant Program, a program now a line item in the Ministry of Health's budget.
This remarkable procedure is being carried out through a collaborative effort with our surgical regional partners, with expert surgeons from Trinidad and Barbados, working along with our young specialists here in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Doctors Rhea Carroll and Ventario Taylor are among the Bahamian surgeons that make up this team.
Dialysis has long been the mainstay for end-stage kidney failure, but today we are making a bold step forward, offering kidney transplantation as a viable, life-enhancing treatment option within our public health system.
The transplant is performed with precision and care, ensuring both donor and recipient have the best chance of recovery.
And with a growing number of Bahamians being diagnosed with end-stage renal failure and healthcare costs skyrocketing each year, local transplant surgery can be a cost-cutting, life-saving alternative, says Public Hospitals Authority Managing Director Dr. Aubanet Rule.
The PHA over the past 3 years has expensed more than $15 million in partnership for getting persons dialysis. Because of the load of the patients, Doctor would have spoken to you about an estimated 600 individuals. We are incapable of managing them within the healthcare system.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corval Pyfrom.
And so again, looking to see the advancement of medical technology in being able to provide health care. It's not the first, as they would have said, but it's the first in a long time. And definitely could be a signal of more regular routine surgeries like this happening. It is a step in the right direction. Why? Because we hear about the challenges with kidney and dialysis and the amount of people that need it. These kinds of surgeries, if they could happen, would cut down on not only the expense for an individual who is having kidney failure, but also on the amount of wear and tear and the resources on the Princess Margaret Hospital and other places where they are having dialysis. So I think all eyes are going to be on what this surgery produces and the success of it tomorrow, all hoping for the best because it's a step in the right direction. And Lord knows anything that can take us into having better health care, better opportunities for surgery, and make it better for the people of the Bahamas is a step, no doubt, in the right direction. All right, so tonight is going to be an important night. We're looking at more solutions to the issues that are plaguing our society. Now, it's the summer months. Many parents will be leaving kids at home, no doubt. How do we ensure that they're safe? How do we ensure that what's around them is productive for their future, even as they're on summer vacation? These are real conversations we need to be having right about now. We don't want to see any more tragedy. We don't want to see any more mishaps. And so I'm going to talk to some of the experts from the Department of Social Services about what we can do to play a role. See, I keep telling people we like to point fingers. When you point a finger, let's count how many of them are pointing back at you, all right? And that's reality. We all have a part to play. We want to see a better society, and we can all contribute to having a better society. But we got to talk about it so that you can get the tools that you need to contribute and do what you must to contribute. We're going to have a discussion on the other side of the break. You're watching The Rundown here on the ZNS Network. Our conversation begins right after the break.
Where's the Dave? Oh, okay, thanks. Bets?
Greg, what's up?
Ready, man, how you doing?
I'm doing well.
You what?
He's meditating. You gotta give him at least an hour.
All right, well, I can wait. I'm gonna do. Been penitentiary fail now on to independence.
I am a master plumber by profession. I've been doing plumbing for over 40 odd years. When I was 9 months old, I was diagnosed with polio. To me, living with polio, I took it the way it is. I never allowed my polio to get in my way of anything. In fact, I love when people doubt me, and I just prove them wrong. And let me tell you, in the world, you could only find a plumber as good as me, but you ain't gonna find no plumber better than me. People with disability, they just need a chance. In this program, I feel so encouraged. Most of the mentors have different kind of disability, but disabilities like me. Sharing and caring and showing so much support with people with disability. They would encourage you to go beyond. I wish this was around a long time ago. Right now, I would have been a millionaire. You out there who have a disability, don't be afraid. Take the step. If you believe it, you could achieve it. And remember one thing, ain't no one better than me, and ain't no one better than y'all. God made all us equal.
For more information about how the SBDC can help your small business to make a big impact, give us a call at 461-7232 or visit sbdcbahamas.com.
Did you know that if a fire starts in your home, you may have as little as 2 minutes to escape? Keep your family and home safe with these few fire safety preparation and prevention tips. Ensure that your home has working smoke detectors. They will alert you if there is smoke and fire in your home. Install a smoke detector on every level of your home, inside each bedroom and outside each sleeping area. Test smoke detectors every month and change the batteries every 6 months. Home fires can spread rapidly and every second counts. Create an escape plan and practice it with everyone in your home. Make sure everyone can safely escape in less than 2 minutes. Keep escape routes as clutter-free as possible so no one trips or falls on the way out during an emergency. In addition to smoke detectors, fire extinguishers is an important device to have on hand. To use a fire extinguisher, remember the acronym PASS. Pull the pin, aim the nozzle, squeeze the handle, and sweep from side to side at the base of the fire. We must all do our parts to ensure that our families and homes are safe in the event a fire occurs. On behalf of the Commissioner of Police, the Director of Fire Services, and all officers of the fire department, let's work together to help prevent fires, because fire safety is everyone's responsibility, and the life you save may be your own.
The internet isn't just for surfing. There's a sea of shoppers buying online, and you can connect with them on Tingsy. Tingsy is the SBDC's online storefront built for Bahamians. Take your business to the next level by selling to customers online, both at home and around the world. People want Bahamian things, and if you got things to sell, sell on Tingsy. Find out how you can connect with a sea of buyers by visiting tingsybahamas.com.
Welcome back, and of course, a special good night to all of you who are joining us, whether you're watching live on your social media platforms, on YouTube, Facebook, or you're watching on cable networks or Flow TV in the Caribbean, Turks and Caicos, around the Bahamas, around the country, around the region, or around the world. It's always good to have you joining us here tonight. Welcome to The Rundown. We're going to talk about something that's very important tonight. We've been talking about it before, and I always believe on this show that while we highlight the problems, we must be able to identify solutions, ways that can help, ways that can better what we are as a people and who we are as a people in a society. And we're talking about these social ills because reality is a lot of what we see happening with crime are because of social ills in these communities. A lot of people involved in crime, people who have had social issues in their family structure, which has been deteriorating or broken down. We would have had this story, you've heard about the story, about the young 5-year-old that lost their life as a result of a fire, 4 others in hospital. And that story we weren't aware of until today. It took place yesterday. And it became to life when we have obviously heard about the death of the 5-year-old. And it makes us beg to ask ourselves, why are situations like these happening in our country? What protection must be put in place for our children, particularly in the summer months, where no doubt many people may not be able to afford summer camps, daycare, and so children are literally being at risk at home. And so at the end of the day, the reality is, how can we safeguard our children against problems, challenges? What went wrong in our homes, why young people are growing up and are involved in bold daytime robberies and crimes and have no fear about it. We started talking about it last night. I want to talk to members from the Department of Social Services. Joining me on the show tonight is, of course, the Director of Gender and Family Affairs, Charmy Farrington, and, of course, she is the Chief Social Worker in the Department of Child Protection Unit, Ms. Andre Newpool. And ladies, welcome to the show. Great to have you both with us.
Great to be here.
I want to get into this conversation because obviously I'm going to start with the children. Because we know of the fact that we have a responsibility as parents, as adults, leaders, to safeguard our children. I'm not casting blame on anyone, but I know the vulnerabilities that many inner city homes have during the summer months. Kids are at home. Where else do you leave them, right? It's the summer months, no school. You've got to go to work. And so you leave them there hoping that you come back home and meet all things in place. And sadly, it doesn't always happen. And so we're left with this. I want to first of all talk about what are some of the issues you're seeing in particularly Child Protection Unit that are of a considerable concern to you, particularly in the Bahamas.
Well, some of the issues we're having is physical abuse, sexual abuse, even emotional, and we talk about medical neglect, and also, and that'll come under, and I was talking to someone about simple things as making sure your child go to the dentist, Okay, so
routine checkups.
Routine medical checkups. So we see those things at child protection, and they matters where persons call in, and we go out and investigate.
Let's talk about some of the ones that we all know about that you say automatically is a no-no, right? And that is the physical abuse.
Yes.
What comes under that? Is that like beating? Is that, what is that? Punching, boxing around? When you talk about physical abuse, what are you talking about?
I know a lot of persons, I would say around my age, I'm not going to tell you my age, but anyhow, you know, people say, you know, that I got a good beating and it didn't hurt me.
Right.
But a lot of people walking around with scars, emotional scars from the abuse they suffered back when they were children. And so there's something called discipline, and there's something called, we could say assault. Because when you pick up any object which could cut a child's skin or broke their bones, that is now assault, and that's now a police matter. And that's physical abuse.
And we have that happening in homes. Are the perpetrators parents?
Yes, it could be parents. It could be anyone who the child is entrusted to, which could cause this type of physical abuse on a child.
What happens if that's found to happen with a child and you find out that they're being physically abused? What is the course of action?
Once we are notified, because it could come to Child Protection Unit first, or it could come to the police first. But if it comes to us first, we will involve the police. And if it goes to the police will involve us. So once that is reported to us, we have an emergency unit set up where, I guess call it a unit, but we have officers who will go out right away and see where the child is. And most cases, when we have those and we know we might have to move a child, we get a search and production order right away to remove the child to safety and for us to do a proper investigation.
So those are the obvious, the physical, the sexual abuse, obviously, and these things happen continuously in our country, correct?
They're happening. I think people are reporting more, so now it's like it's being exposed, and more people are coming forward and saying that this is happening in my community, or this is happening to a child. Children are coming to school, and because of the good relationship they have with their guidance counselors, they are able to say, this is happening to me. Or the teacher or the guidance counselor might notice the child being withdrawn, or bruises on the child, or the child may not have shown up to school for a week or so. And so that's a red flag. When they return, they might have bruises on them, or the child might be withdrawn. And so those are red flags. And for any, the teacher, the guidance counselor, to act right away and make sure it's investigated. So that's when we become involved. They'll call us if they feel like a child has been physically abused or sexually abused. They will call us, and we will go into the schools. We have officers who will go into the schools and investigate and talk to the child. And if need be, if we have to remove the child from the environment, we will do that.
Before I talk to Director Farrington, I want to ask you, because those are the obvious ones that we know about. What about the ones that we're not so sure about? Like that you mentioned, for example, not doing the visits, neglect, not taking the child to the dentist or taking the child to the doctor. Those ones that people may not see as an issue, those are concerning for you as well.
They are, and we always tell people, if you see something dealing with a child, it don't have to be physical abuse or sexual abuse. We have a community, and people see things. They might see children home alone and minding their younger siblings, and they're young themselves. You know, so that's a red flag, and you know, it's sorry to say, because we are very concerned, because a fire could break out in that house.
Yes.
And sometimes children are actually locked in the house because parents don't want you to know that their children are home. So if they're locked in the house, if fire break out, what's going to happen? They cannot get out.
So we have cases where you found out that parents have locked the kids in the house for protection, but they're in there while they're at work?
Yes. They're
young kids?
Young kids. We have cases like that. young kids.
So how do you intervene in that matter? Because obviously the mother or the parent clearly has no other alternative that they believe they have that they can resort to. They got to go to work. How do you handle that?
Yes, because anytime something happens, anything, abuse, sexual abuse, as social workers, we want to know why it's happening.
Right.
What's the cause? They might have, the parents might be, have mental issues. They might substance abuse. They may not be able to afford to hire somebody to take care of their children. But there's always something what is causing it. So we go in to see why. And when we go in to see why, and like you say, we don't point fingers. We go in to see why and see how we can help.
Right.
Now, if you physically abuse a child or sexually abuse a child, that is a police matter. So even though we will assist you in any way we can, the law has to take its course, and so you can be brought before the court and charged with sexual or physical abuse.
Wow. Shari Farrington, you know, we know the statistics show us the majority of households in this country are led by women. Single families, single mother, single parenting. It's a big issue.
Yes.
What kind of effects are you seeing we are experiencing in our society because of having single parent homes?
Of course. Good afternoon, Bahamas, and good afternoon, Clint. It's great to be here.
Thank you.
You started out, permit me just for a second, with a story that is very sorrowful for our nation, with a child, of course, being, being affected by a fire and is now deceased. So I want to offer condolences on behalf of my minister and, of course, permanent secretary. Of course, there is what we call dysfunctional families. We know when a family is whole, as we like to say, where there is a mother, there's a father and sibling in a loving and caring environment, it produces good citizens. And of course, when the father, of course, who is a primary protector in the home is removed, and then the mother has to not only nurture the child, but also be a protector. Sometimes when the father is removed, the mother has to play both roles. And so, of course, there is a deficiency, there is a gap. So you have mothers having to be both protector, nurturer, and provider. And so sometimes it becomes onerous for a single mother. You're looking at having the kinds of resources that she would need. Sometimes mothers have to work 3 jobs just to make ends meet. Then she has to ensure, as my colleague was saying, that the child is protected, so she will have to leave at times those children there. You know, the welfare of our children, Clint, is a nation, a national problem. It is not just a governmental problem. We need all of the institutions of societies to come together. And you were asking my colleague about what can be done. We simply need to develop the infrastructure, more infrastructure, more programs. For instance, I like to go for the church because I am from the church, and I'm sure they don't mind me calling them. We're from the church. We see a lot of building of churches and large facilities. I would encourage them that when you are building or putting together your vision for your churches, consider the fact that the nation works best when there's a partnership between church and state. And so if some of these churches could then decide, as an aside, to build facilities to house children, to give programs to the communities so that parents, when they're going to work, they can drop their children off to churches. You know, we used to do back in the day Sunday school, and back in the day it was a village that raised a child. Now we're seeing more of an isolation where the single mother is being left to really deal with the child. The aunt used to come, and a lot of us, we need to get back into that. Like some of us, we know we have relatives who have children, right? And they are overburdened. The mother's overburdened. Aunts, uncle, community, come and check on these children. Assist where you can. I also want to encourage our non-governmental organization to step up to the plate. Yes, we know that they are working in our communities. We recently had, just the weekend, we've called and summoned the non-governmental organization because we understand what is happening in our country. Clint, I dare say that we need to restructure, and that is what we are doing at our ministry. We are engage in. We are restructuring because now we realize the 21st century challenges. Our laws necessarily have to be upgraded to deal with these kinds of incidents that we see. Our policies and our legislation have to now make step with what is happening in our society. So together we can. In our department, on our behalf, we are actually in discussion with the Crisis Center and Child Protection Unit. We are now going to be rolling out programs, not programs just geared towards one event.
Right.
So what we're doing, we're changing our mindsets. Like ZNS had a rehaul to meet the demands of the 21st century. So we are rehauling our department and our ministry to meet these demands. We're rolling out our early child intervention program. We were locked down in a meeting just before I got the call to come here with the Crisis Center, members of the Crisis Center, the Dr. Patterson and Cleopatra Christie, the lawyers and stuff, and applying our mind. Very shortly, you'll see the rollout of our early child intervention program, which targets parents, making sure that they get parenting skills. Targeting, one of the target group is children who would experience trauma such as fires. You're making sure that if they experience violence, they're in a sustainable program, not a one-time, because we tend to react.
Yes, very reactionary.
We very react.
Yes.
You know, so we have in our department also a Reclaiming the Voice program. We're getting ready to roll out the sustainable program, which will make long-term, impact on our community.
I want to talk about that. I'm going to take a break, and when we come back, I want to talk about parenting. I want to talk about the effects our young people are, that what we're seeing is really a result of what they're experiencing at home, and we have to see the warning signs, be able to address the warning signs. I want to do that, but on the break, as I go to the break, you heard us say it, and I say it again to churches, I know things may be tight, but my God, find some sponsors, put on some summer camps free of charge so parents have some place to drop these kids off. Now, I can help you, churches. You can't do the summer camp. I know you say you can't do it all day. But my God, 9 to 1, it help, but it ain't gonna satisfy. Because the child gotta be home 1 o'clock until 5. That's a long time. Try at least see if you go 9 to 3. And then churches just work together. Everybody don't have camp the same first month of the summer break, and then nothing happened for the month of July and August, because everybody will do the first 2 weeks and then go on summer break. Let's stagger. If your church can do yours the first 2 weeks, mine do it the next 2 weeks. Yours do it the last 2 weeks. So our kids have places they can go to the entire summer and not be idle. And some places they can go, expensive summer camps are these days? Some places do it free. So the parents don't have to come up with a school fee for these kids. We're going to go to a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about parenting. You're watching The Rundown. We're back after this.
Let's go. At Frame Studio, as soon as you enter the door, we showcase any individual that comes in there and make it feel like they are at home. The space itself is 1,800 square foot. Our side wall, which is industry standard also, is 24 feet wide. You can do anything that you can possibly think of. At Frame Studio, under our theme, Now Create More, we look at Frame Studio as a canvas. And any artist knows a canvas is blank, and then you create whatever you want to do, right? So we have where you could rent tools. We even have workstations that people could rent out. To anyone inspiring to do what I've done, or what my colleagues have done, or any other journey, I would say to you, don't be afraid. The worst someone can actually tell you is no. So if you have a vision, you have an idea, not everyone will get it. But if you believe in your vision, you believe in your idea, I say go wholeheartedly at it.
For more information about the Creative Entrepreneurs Initiative and the Crafting the Bahamas workshops, email info@sbdcbahamas.com or call us at 461-7232.
Hey, what's up, Mario?
Hey, Dale, what's going on?
Have you seen ZNS new digital platforms?
No. Let me go check it out.
Good day, Bahamas. I'm Devontae Hanna, and this is ZNS Digital,
where we cater to your news and entertainment needs. Are you a foodie? I thought so. Then look out for Digital Bites.
Shining a light on Bahamians and the good that they do, ZNS Digital is home to the Sunshine Room.
Keeping up with the latest trends, our original content will keep you entertained.
Yeah, that's cool.
But have you seen the new website?
No, I didn't see it. Let me go look.
We're still your most trusted source for news and information.
That's ZNS Digital?
Yeah, that's ZNS Digital, the people station in your pocket.
Planning the execution of a newscast is serious business. From the assignment to the concept of the story, everything has to be precise, on point, always. The Bahamas Tonight, the national report, is your trusted news service. We get it right the first time. Our preparation for you each night is done with care, knowing that our voices will reach you on 700 islands and keys with unquestionable accuracy. It gives me great pleasure each night to say,
welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the national report. I'm your national anchor, Mukesh Lapinder.
Welcome back to the Rundown. My guest tonight is Director of Gender and Family Affairs, Charmia Farrington, and of course, Chief Child Social Worker in Child Protection Unit, Andre Newell. And we're talking about really the solution and how we're going to solve this and how we're going to get through this summer safely for our children and protecting them and dealing with the issues that they're facing and why so many of our children are growing up not having training. They don't understand discipline. They don't understand how they should live, how they should act. They're full of anger, rage, and they're committing crimes. And it's stemming from the home, parenting. And that's why I wanted to go in this segment, is because the people are, and I keep, the best way to say it is, our children duplicate what they've seen.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they do.
And we are oftentimes wondering, well, what happened to these children? You talk to teachers in the classroom, it's not what it used to be. They have to teach on one hand and nurture, parent, instruct, teach discipline in the next hand, because kids are coming to the classrooms with nothing. Mm-hmm. Absolutely nothing. It almost seems as though the quality of parenting has gone in our country. What say you?
I agree, and our children are lacking social skills.
And when you say social skills, what do you mean? Because people may not understand that.
Simple things as thank you.
Right.
Excuse me. Mm-hmm. You know, those things.
Good morning.
Good morning. And because you practically have children who would, and you see it, and I'm going to talk, but it's not just children, it's adults. Mm-hmm. They just look at how people drive on our streets today. They don't stop the stop signs. They come straight out into the road. You have to be so careful. But back to children and how we teach them, how we train them to be kind to one another, to look out to one another, how to resolve conflict. You know, you have children, the minute you walk on their foot in school,
they're ready to have a fit.
That's a fight.
Right.
You know, they're gonna fight because they don't know how to use their words. They don't know how to say, you know, you walk on my foot and that hurt.
Right.
You know, they don't do that anymore. They don't use their voice to say, you know, you hurt me or whatever. They use now their fists, and it's getting more violent, where children are stabbing some children. And so it's really out of hand, and it starts at home. It starts with the training, how you train a child. We have, we have too much of the TV bringing up our children. So they're watching too much violent episodes, movies and
now
stuff.
Now they can watch it on their phone. You have access to the internet on your phone.
Correct. Yes. So they're watching all these things, these gory things with blood. So they become desensitized to things what should be shocking, and when they're not sensitive, they're very desensitized. So things they should not do. It's almost like they have all these nerves and they doing things what they shouldn't do, and they don't care. They just don't care. But it's from what they learned. That's learned behavior. And we have a national parenting program.
I was about to ask about that.
What deal with parenting skills for parents. And we also, children come along with their parents. We have individual counseling. So we have how to co-parent, because we find that a lot of single parents in our country. So they're taught how to co-parent. Because when you have children who live in two different homes, you have one parent doing one thing and the other one doing the next, and right down to the vices. Sure. Everyone needs to be on the same page with the vices. When you're going to use them, they need to be on, where they have this safety thing where they cannot access certain things. Parents need to know what these apps are. Children hide things in these apps, and they're very clever, and they born, I call them computer babies. The computer, so they like connected to this thing, and so they know how to hide things from parents. But parents can learn how to check these things, and I suggest that they do, because our children are getting into some things what is very, very detrimental for them in the long run, and our nation, because it's going to affect us as children who don't care. They could walk over you, knock you down, do anything to you, and they just don't care. They don't care if you're bleeding out, you know, stuff like that, because they've been exposed to so much violence.
Sheriff Farrington, you have kids who are born into homes where they weren't really wanted.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mom and dad got together, were having fun. It was not planned. In the days past, people, husband and wives got together and said, we want to expand our family, we want to have a child. That's different now. Nowadays, people find out they're pregnant, and I have to carry this child. And it's not, the child is not born into love. We wanted you. It's born into, okay, you came because we was having fun.
Absolutely.
And so at the end of the day, I take on my anger on you, especially if the mother and the father of the child is not together. She take her anger out on the child because she ain't with him, or he don't believe it's his child, and so he don't treat the child well because I saw this my child. And so we find that kids are growing up into environments like this. That's not an environment for love and support for a child growing up in society.
Absolutely, absolutely not. I always make the point that there's family by birth and there's family by love. And I think where the birth families are not living up to what is required of them, we need more families by love. And by that, I mean, Clint, I'm sure we have mentorship programs, which we're very much lacking. And I always make the point that we have a lot of people feeding people, we have a lot of people clothing people, but where we are lacking is a lot of persons who will take the time to mentor, to adopt. And so we need more of our community and our NGOs, and this is what we were sharing with our NGOs this weekend, to absolutely go in and develop those programs that we need a lot more of, programs that promote counseling and mentoring, and that is what our Reclaim the Boys program is seeking to do, mentor young boys and teach them how to grow into productive citizens and to be protectors of our vulnerable children. Children are vulnerable. I want to make the point that our approach now is that we're coming out of the four walls at our ministry and in our department. We understand we have to quote-unquote evangelize our communities. We have now commissioned what we call social advocates. Those, you see influencers who are out there. People trust them, so they go to them. So what we're saying, come on into us. We can use you. You have to be our eyes on the ground. You know what I mean? You have to let us know. We don't want to be reactionary. A lot of times the public is saying, oh, they're reactionary, because we're just finding out. We want to have persons on the ground who feels that comfortable coming to social services. We have advocates. I like to call Kitty because she's out there and well-known. And people go to her and they tell us stuff. So what we're saying to Kitty and persons like her, look, you can become social partners with us. Let us know what you're hearing out there on the ground. We can refer them to our colleagues and wherever necessary. So we are very concerned, just like the nation is, about what is happening in our nation, but I just want to assure them that at our department and our ministry at large, that we are hearing the cries and concern. We are restructuring so that whatever problems are brought to us, we will be in a position to respond. But Clint, when we increase our budget now, I want to say to the public, because a lot of times to meet these programs and these infrastructure that the public demand, the government then has to provide the resources. I call on the private sector and civil society to join hand, The government is a labor of love. It's the private sector that makes the profit. And I just want to challenge them. A part of your profit, look at your program, see if they're being responsive to the community need. And I know a lot of them are doing some stuff, but look where there's problem. For our children especially, they are vulnerable. See if your organization can divert or place some of their profit into programs. Call here, Ms. Newell, see what is needed, and let us join hands and protect our vulnerable among us.
Ms. Newell, I'll give you the last word. What are some of the things that parents should be aware of this summer? When we talk about protecting our children and making sure our kids are safe, making sure they're doing the right thing, they're on the right, watching the right thing. Give some advice to parents as to what they should be aware of for their children this summer.
First of all, they should be properly supervised. You should know where your children are at all times, who your children are with, and what they are doing.
Yeah.
We are surrounded by a body of water, and children go to the beach. So make sure these children are supervised and watched closely on the beach. It only takes a couple seconds for a child to drown.
Yeah.
And so you have to be very, very vigilant when they go on the beach. If they can't swim, make sure they learn how to swim.
Yeah.
So they say some of the things and the online, because you know they're gonna be home a lot and they have these devices. So you gotta know what they're
Monitor
on.
them.
Yeah. Monitor. You have to monitor them. And I always tell parents, and when it comes to children, show them love. Let them know they are loved.
Yeah.
Because a lot of children, like it was mentioned, you know, they're born, but they're not born into feeling loved. And so we got to make sure, show love to our children and let them know that they are important and they are special and we care about them. Because a lot of children out there, and I mean, we see them when we do go out and check on children, when we do our welfare check. You know, it's just so sad that so much children don't feel that love. And they need to feel that. And they need to feel that somebody's looking out for them and will protect them.
Just a few simple tips that can go a long way in our country and helping us to raise a generation that understands how to abide by laws. Thank you so much, Andrea Newell, Shami Farrington. Thank you for being here tonight and sharing with us. We appreciate it.
Very much welcome.
Stay with us. When we come back, the Bahamas Constitutional Party, they're still around. They say they're going to be around for the next general election. We're going to talk to them right after the break. Stay with us.
The news seems easy, but we put thought into what we're doing. The Bahamas Tonight Access Now, here to inform, educate, and entertain. A new type of newscast featuring social media trends, news from around the islands, interviews with the people you like in our communities, sports, weather, and fabulous entertainment. That's a Bahamas Tonight Access Now with Marlena Leonard and LaDon Davis. 7:30, Monday to Friday. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Join us each Sunday at 5 p.m. and Tuesdays at 2:30 p.m. for Legends, the Untold Story, here on the ZNS Television Network.
I'll be coming for y'all again.
Are you ready for the hardest sports show on the market? It's called The Timeout, Sundays on the ZNS Television Network. In our first show, 4 decades of sports in the country.
Welcome to What's Trending. Join me, Jiminita Swain.
And me, the Bahama Beauty, Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m.
Only on the ZNS Network.
Battling for Bay is a joke compared to battling colon cancer.
You want to protect your quarterback? You need to protect your body.
The same way we declare that we will be victorious on Bay Street, it's the same way you will declare that you will be victorious over colon cancer.
Colon cancer is the third most common cancer affecting Bahamians. Both men and women are affected equally. Fortunately, colon cancer can be prevented by scheduling routine visits with your doctor, by being aware of the symptoms, and by having some form of colon cancer screening when appropriate. If you're over the age of 45, talk to your doctor about having a colonoscopy today so that you can avoid a conversation about colon cancer tomorrow.
Welcome back. In our final segment, we're reintroducing you. Some of you may know her already. I've interviewed her for many times in another place. First time here on The Rundown. She is the chief servant leader of the Bahamas Constitution Party. She's no stranger to politics. She's been around for many years and understands how it works, the layout and landscape of how it all goes down. I'm talking about Ali McIntosh. Welcome to The Rundown. Good to have you.
It's good to be here, Clint.
Listen,
and congratulations on your new position and your new show.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm telling people right now, we only got a couple of minutes, so this is just her introduction, and you'll see Ali back over the period of the next few months. I want to have her back as one of my contributors talking about our country and things going on in our country, so you'll get to know Ali McIntosh as one of our contributors. But let's jump right into it. Obviously, Bahamas Constitution Party. People know the PLP, they know the FNM. Is the Bahamas Constitution Party going to be on the ballot for the upcoming general election?
You know, when we promised to be on the ballot, we are on the ballot. Have you known a time where we promised to be on the ballot and we didn't get there?
You've always been on the ballot.
Come high or hell or high water, we go on the ballot because we have a mandate, a very strong mandate to speak to the Bahamian people regarding good governance, regarding the Constitution, regarding the preamble of the Constitution, which we believe the successive governments have abandoned. The values, the core values that actually govern, that makes people feel good about being who they are. So we're not just talking about being patriotic because of the country that you live in, but also to be a consecrated people, to be able to do the work to make sure that the people feel comfortable, and that is so important. I was reading something or listening to something the other day, and it was talking about that God doesn't need a country to get the work done, but he needs a consecrated people, and those people will be able to bring forth good governance, to speak to the views and the needs of the community. We have crime that seems out of control. People can go and shoot someone without even thinking about it on a Sunday afternoon. Clearly, there is a psyche going on why they can actually do that. We are the Bahamas Constitution Party is a party of solutions. People don't see us as much, but we are working. We are always working. We work from the last time to now. Wow. But we believe more than just campaigning. We believe as we prepare for governing the nation, it requires more substantive work. Our deputy leader, Dwayne Heil, I always brag about him. He is a man of research. And when he goes after the information, he brings it forward. A lot of times we have sent press statements out to the media. They have not always responded, but we always know that the work is put into the work, into the particular statement, into whatever the issue is, so that when people see us, they know if we say it, it is true. And it has come from a background of research, making sure that we bring to the public that which is honest. You know, there's a scripture, honest, which is pure, which is lovely and of good report. That is the way we will govern. We are not preparing for campaigning. We are preparing to govern. And governing the nation requires a little bit more than just theatrics, just a little bit more than public relations and marketing campaign. It requires people who are committed to the work, who are substantive, and who's prepared to tell the people the truth.
Every time we have general elections, you see the votes that come. Sometimes your candidates get maybe one vote, and then maybe they get no vote. Does that deter you from running again in the next general elections? Do you feel as though your message is resonating with people? It's not translating into the votes. So what causes you to continuously every election to come back and to try again despite not getting the votes?
I love that question. We do have a mandate. The Bahamas Constitution have a mandate for good governance. The Bahamas Constitution have a mandate for what the founders originally intended for the creation of the Bahamas. When I was given this mandate in 1998, which is almost 26 years ago.
Wow. Don't date yourself.
I was a young girl at the time, but not so young now. However, the matter of experience, of discretion, of wisdom has embodied what I'm doing. And the reason we have not left, I thought about retiring after the last election, but the Lord said, you're not quite finished yet. So we've determined we will continue this mandate to do the work and to mentor young people to take over the work of the Constitution Party. It is very important in any nation that a Constitution Party exists to keep the government's feet to the fire, to keep the people aware and very much aware as to what the Constitution is all about. The Constitution is the framework in which we govern the country.
Yes.
You can't say the Constitution is invalid. How else are we going to govern the country without the commitment to the rule of law?
Right.
And so that's why the Constitution Party has to exist. We will not go away. We are here. Ali McIntosh might move on. However, the work of the Constitution Party in this term is to mentor, is to make sure that we are fully grounded in the roots in the country, so that when I walk off the scene, there is others who will continue this work. We cannot abandon the Constitution. We cannot abandon the rule of law. And the Constitution of the Bahamas is very important. We're the party that bears its name, and that is very important.
Do you believe consecutive governments have moved away from the Constitution?
Absolutely. That's the reason why we keep talking. Because when governments remove themselves from the core values of self-discipline, industry, loyalty, unity, and abiding respect for Christian values and the rule of law, the practicality of the rule of law, that is the reason why we are in the mess that we are in the country. Successive governments have not considered that. We need to take the teaching of the Constitution into schools. We need it to be in the community, civic groups and non-government organizations, civil society. We need the churches to commit to also teach the Constitution. We need that to be in a place where everybody know they have vested interest in how the country is run. And when the community is not aware as to what is their rights, what is the rules, what are the fundamental rights that they should have, then they're a community that's off course. That's why people would go and actually shoot somebody for the church money. If you knew what your responsibilities were and your rights, you would never do it. We know people and countries in the world, because they're aware of what the Constitution and the framework of it is, they operate in a different way. People do not go and touch other people's mailbox or other people's things, because they know this is I don't want that to happen to me. And if we always abide by the golden rule that says, do unto others as you have them do to you, then you would not do things. The Bahamas Constitution Party is committed to bringing the Bahamas back to the place that the founders intended. Because what they intended when they created the new nation, it was to bring a society. We were coming out of colonialism, and they wanted to bring a society where everybody was treated fair, with justice, equality, and everybody had the right to feel comfortable in their country, that opportunities were provided for them. That is the work of the Constitution Party. We can't give that up. That is more valid than anything else. More than theatrics, more than politics. The work of the BCP is about making sure that the Constitution of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas becomes a part of the heart of every single Bahamian.
Ali McIntosh, thank you. You're going to be hearing more from Ali McIntosh over the coming months as she comes on from time to time as a contributor. And you're going to hear exactly what her views are on a lot of what's going on in our country. She's very knowledgeable about it. Thank you, Ali McIntosh. And this, if I remember good, this is your old stomping ground. You are an on-air personality on the gospel station, correct?
But you know, I'm a journalist.
I know we know you're a journalist.
I just settled for playing music.
But I remember you were on the gospel station, so welcome back home.
Yes, thank you. Now, I just want to say that in June 1st, July 1st, sorry. You know, the Bahamas Constitution Party has sued the government of the Bahamas regarding BPL and the transfer of the island grid, the New Providence electrical grid to the island grid. And so on July 1st, we will go to the court. They've agreed, the judiciary have agreed to actually hear the case. And we will go to court and defend the matter. We're inviting Bahamians to get involved because there is much to lose. There will be a press statement sent out tomorrow, but we want people to be aware of what it is they have to lose. And it was the work, it was the moral imperative of the BCP to make sure that the government understands that they cannot do just anything. Not because you're elected, not because you're a politician, you can do just anything. The rule of law states that the people have a right to know what you're doing on their behalf. And when we are not sure, we have a right to go to the Supreme Court and say, what are you doing? Give us the facts.
We'll be following this case. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
That does it for the rundown. Be sure to stay locked to the ZNS network for the Bahamas Tonight at 11. It's the final newscast in the country with the latest news and information with Royston Jones. For all of us here at ZNS, I'm Clint Watson. Thanks so much for joining us. Good night.
At Fort Montague, I'm Opal Roach. This is ZNS.
Here in the beautiful country of Trinidad and Tobago, Team Bahamas had one number in mind, the number 7. While the number 7 represents completion, it was also the 7th straight title that Team Bahamas was gunning for at the 38th annual Carifta Water Championships. Now, for the past 6 years, Team Bahamas have been the top dogs in the junior swimming arena, and this year was no different as they showed no signs of slowing down. They came, they swam, and they conquered their way to their 7th straight title. I'm Shane Stubbs. Walk with me as I take you through the magical journey to their